And welcome back to Dance's End. This is session 14 entitled The Shackling. Last session, we were joined with the finale of our patron, Kimmy, playing Hilda. They were successful in defeating the betrayer, Baldred, and returning his head to Blackspear. They then returned back to Cardin with some gifts, I believe an amount of wealth that was added to their reserves, potentially for resurrections and the like. They took some downtime. They had the choice of taking a short amount of downtime or a long amount of downtime. If they took the short amount of downtime, they would have been allowed to quest and explore and do some adventures. But they said fuck it and locked in long vacay, and ending that, we will have an event known as the Shackling. So, in the understanding of your characters, the Shackling is a holiday that is mostly regional, but it does have some people who adhere to it outside of Jernaris and Levidia proper. The holiday happens on the last day of Falun, which is the last, the first month of fall. And the holiday, um, in a just baseline understanding of everybody will understand it this way, is a festival where people get together, dance, drink, sing songs that are kind of connected to the festivities. Lots of drinking. I definitely mentioned drinking, and then some people will purchase iron shackles that can be worn about the wrist or the neck, and then other people will buy bear pelts and wear them as a cloak or a hood. Now, there's no gender designation for those. Again, we live in a world that has love in very different, variants and methodologies. But as a more kind of gendered mentality to this society, the males typically have the shackles, and the females typically have the bear pelts. Although it's not always that way. What they represent is related to a story that I'm going to relay in shorthand here. According to the oldest families in Cardend and Lord Tremere's family history in particular, the town gets its name from an elvish druid maiden who was married to the patriarch of the Lord's house and was the mother of his children. While the Lord was out hunting before he was married, a black bear came upon him, and he fired his iron-headed arrow directly into the black bear's heart. The bear fell and changed shape into that of a elvish girl or woman. Um, Shocked and suddenly racked with guilt for his act, he bound up the woman. The woman took her into town and demanded everyone give their best efforts to heal her. When the healer came and removed the arrow from her, she sprang to life and became the wild black bear once again. As a reaction to the possible mauling that awaited him, the healer put the arrow back into the wound, and the bear became the woman once again. Any attempt to heal the woman of the wound required the arrow to be removed, but the iron of the arrowhead kept her from changing into a spirit of the wild nature. The Lord that came up with a solution. He ordered a collar be made of wrought iron and then placed it on her neck. The healer did his work, and the woman did not change into a bear. When she came to, she confided that she wanted the Lord for her own because of his handsome features and heroic aura, and that is why she attacked him, as her wild heart desired to be tamed. Now, that portion of the story is very much the hard end variant of that. There are versions of the story that come outside of that. In Orcish tales, the tale is that he did not shoot her. He wrestled her in bear form. And when he defeated her, that is when he bound her. And when she was bound, she decided at that point that she would break her own shackles and then live with him. So, orc shackles, when they're made and are used for this festival, are breakaway shackles. And basically, the whole ritual is I place the shackle on you, you throw away the bear pelt, and then you break the shackle. And that's it. Everything's on the ground. Done. We go to the next step, which we'll discuss after everybody's kind of traditions are discussed. The elvish side of it mainly stems from Einkarad. It's not a very well known festival. In fact, it's one that's kind of looked down upon as like a human tradition. It's not something that they would even think about. And they typically have festivals that are in celebrations of much longer epochs of things and longer stories that are much more worth celebrating. One note, though, is that elves in this region, not so much farther north, but although you may have, some whisperings of it, but they believe that the the druid maiden was bound against her will, and that the Lord took advantage of her. Again, content warning, apologies. I just want to make sure that that's kind of present there. But the elves are looking at this holiday as something that is a little bit disgusting, base, and kind of annoyingly human. Something worth kind of just ignoring. Halflings don't look at it as anything more of what it is to most people, a festival where I can drink, do pointless ritual, and possibly get laid. So, yeah, we'll get to that last portion here in a second. Gnomes, very much either in between human or elf kind of mentalities on their tradition. And then, people who are local here, of they either have paid attention to the history of it, or they are very much like the halflings in that they don't care. It's an excuse to take the day off and drink and have fun.
Did you say dwarves?
Dwarves don't celebrate. Yeah, because in their mind, it is a story about an elfish druid maiden, and that is not something that they enjoy. However, they participate in that they will have alcohol available to festival goers. They will sell to you, but they probably won't be at the fairgrounds.
Got
Uh,
it.
Dwarfs just kind of look at it as like this isn't a real party.
Got it.
It's kind of lame. So, with that being said, um, the point of the ritual, a suitor gives a suitor with a shackle gives a individual with a bear pelt a shackle. The person with the bear pelt shirks the bear pelt if they wish to be with that individual, or they keep their bear pelt on and hand the shackle back if they don't. So it's kind of like Valentine's cards or whatever, but with like an actual like signifier that like we're Valentines now. And then the tradition typically in orc mentality is that the shackle is then broken open and tossed into the bear pelt. For humans, they might put the shackle on the wrist or the shackle on the neck. And in rare cases, it may be the case that shackler and shacklee will try to get married right then and there, as a marriage during the shackling ceremony is supposed to have like large amounts of like good
Mhm.
fortune with them. And also, it is a way to get married if your parents don't want you to get married to somebody, because it's very quick. The festival grounds will be rife with priests and missionaries who are willing to take fees to marry people off in an official manner. Some people will scrutinize the marriage instances more so than others, but dubious folks are dubious folks, cloth or not. Okay, so with that being said, does anybody have any questions about the shackling as it stands?
Is there a tradition of, say, elves being shackled with humans or halflings or orcs or like in other words that
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Is
whoever you love, and also the shackler and the shackler is the one who instigates. So
that,
sometimes people will have a shackle and a bear pelt just in case. Some people are very much just going to have a shackle and kind of like are aggressive and a little bit more kind of like
ooh.
forward in their kind of like love language. And then some people will wear a bear pelt and like join up with other people with bear pelts and like coyly kind of like maintain like a group or gathering. And they want someone to kind of like get in there and like
Mhm.
pull them out of the flock of bears, so it's like a very confused and messed up, hormonally driven, teenage kind of like to mid or young adult kind of holiday.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it's like a dance, but like with fantasy connotations. Make sense?
Yeah,
Romeo and Juliet would have loved this thing.
Yeah, for
yeah, for
sure. They would have
sure.
gotten married quick. It would have been easy peasy.
No poison needed.
No poison needed. Now, again, um, the questions that you have regarding it are good so far. But yeah, there's no like humans are the one who started the festival. It's celebrated in a human town. Carden is not all humans. It's got a lot of you know a
Mhm.
lot of folks here in the Middlelands. So
It's diverse.
yeah. Um, but yeah, any other questions regarding the shackling as it stands? Okay.
Not yet.
So before I address Lord Tremere's opinion on the shackling, I would like to hear what you think your character's ideas on the shackling would be prior to entering into it. And also,
Mm.
if you have any ideas about your specific culture's ideas on it, because again, as I've said with Elizabeth in past elvish stuff, your elf enclave is your elf enclave. We probably won't engage it much more than in relation to your mom, right? And them
Hmm.
trying to kind of get ingratiated with them politically, the kingdom of Balthanir. And then
Yep.
when it comes to the orcs, you made up the orcs for this region, the Omen Vigil. So like, I have some ideas as to how they work. Most of those are informed by your write up at the beginning. That is very much yours. And then, Tom, you have been in Cardend since its inception. Not the actual, like, in game inception, but, like, the inception of it being run in games. So, a lot of the ideas of what the people are like here should be quantifiably in your mind. And your thought process on it, especially with Soul's kind of troubled, upbringing, are obviously going to be formative in that way. Um, with that said, we'll start with whoever wants to go first. How do you feel about the shackling? And as a player, how do you feel about the shackling?
Soul, having been in Carden for, ever, and like John said, knowing of Carden forever, um, definitely not enthused about the festival. The ritual nature of it, the kind of capturing
Mm.
connotation set off all the same kind of alarm bells as the kobold incident in the in in the Helmaw. Um, but having been around the city for their whole life, is able to kind of tolerate it, but kind of the wallflower at the school dance sort of vibe of just trying to stay out of the way, observe.
Let it happen. Okay. We'll go with the elves, in whichever order you two wish to go, unless you want to break in, Gijo, and throw it down. Okay.
Well, I think Rani would be less interested in the actual like lore and history, like the festival like meaning, but she's really excited about the like festival part, not the shackling part of the festival.
Okay. And then Termaine,
Because parties are fun.
parties are
Yeah, I
fun.
mean, Tremaine would actually feel much the same, and um, because that aligns with the tenets of the ancients who delight in song, laughter, beauty, and art. So that
Yeah.
would be sort of in line with that paladin code of his.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, Arya.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arya would be familiar with the tradition, the orcish version of it. And I think that actually would have like the mirror response to Soul. Also, sort of internally perturbed by like the capturing aspect of it, the shackling aspect of it, but instead of like copping to that, would be like, everything is fine. I love this holiday. This holiday is great. Doesn't everybody love this holiday? Isn't the shackling great? Let's all enjoy the shackling. In my mind, like I think Arya has her little boyfriends and is not looking to like shackle or be shackled, but will be very enthusiastic about like, encouraging other people to get into the mix and, being, playing matchmaker and just with literally any stranger or whatever. And will, I think will, while I don't know if it will be obvious for other people, I mean, maybe not, that it's like a little bit too manic, you know?
Understood. Okay. This is the beat for now. Nice and easy peasy. And I will pull your tokens down onto the map. Now, what I'm going to describe to you is the reason why you end up here, despite your interests to not go here or to go here. Your mother, Termaine and Rani, is still up in the castle every day. She leaves bright and early and arrives at the castle on horse. So she's still engaging with the kind of diplomatic process that's been going on for the better part of nearly 2/6 day now. She has an argument with Lord Tremere the evening before the shackling about the history of the shackling. Lord Tremere believes that his great 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 grandfather was the lord in the story and was the one who actually shackled the druid maiden.
Yikes.
She is of the Einkarad belief that it was a forced marriage, like literally forced. And he spent the entire evening stating things, and she went to her room, his room, early because that's where she's staying, and he's sleeping out with the work or with the staff. So for the rest of the night, he spent his entire time in his library, and when he fell asleep in his studies, she had left before he had woken up, and he had all of the proof, and he was going to try and explain to her, as a man is wont to do, about how his great 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 grandmother was a druid woman, a master of her circle, who betrothed her husband, Lord Swain, yeah, betrothed her husband of her own choice. And the documents are available to you, and from what it looks like, there are missives and notes and love letters and all sorts of documents that have been compiled from 2.5 centuries ago regarding a Lord Tremere, Anton Tremere, and his wife, a woman named... Sorry, my notes are messy. As I know you know. A lady... where's her fucking last name? Sorry. Oh my god. I know, right?
While you're looking for that, Arya dies of cringe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because your lord is a cringe lord. I get it. Maluden. So Lady Gwendolyn Malloden and I'll type it in the chat here.
So these are the original Shacklers.
Correct. Lord Anton Tremere and Lord Gwendolyn Malodin. And he, since she left and he didn't get to engage her, he says, I'm not going to let that ruin my day. I will go to the Shackling. I will go to the festival, but I will need an entourage. So he takes his Lord Sanctioned with him to the festival. Now, upon arrival, he very quickly gets involved in lordly matters. Those being, besides this scene, there is one other scene near to here, where there are the lists. There are jousts that are held for the more lordly folk, and then also for individuals who wish to come and see knightly folk joust. That would be basically if you were to wander off stage right past the stage at the very top, that would be where you'd have to go to get to the lists. It's also on the other side of a bunch of tents that are kind of in between here and there, where a lot of the festival staff has arrived from afar to kind of set up. The festival company in question are known as the Forward Players, and they're basically a traveling like actor, acrobatic, etc. troupe that are kind of in their own way handling the business of making sure that the fair goes over well. But in Sooth, a lot of what's done here is actually handled by locals. So they are kind of not really as featured here. There are a couple of booths that are theirs, but most of the places here are kind of set up and are run by people you could know or people you could come to know. When you approach the front with Lord Tremere, who again will kind of leave you once he gets inside, but will tell you where he is and allow you to kind of engage in the festival at your pleasure, you would note that he pays your bill. Inside of the entry booth, there is the captain of the guard, or a captain of the guard, not Rhonda herself, and a woman you've never seen before who's wearing very fine, like business attire, like robes and very regal kind of like attire, and she appears to be the one that is taking the money and placing it into a bag. The bag doesn't look like it's very large, and Sol and Arya, you would note that once it enters the bag, it disappears. It's not a bag of holding. It's something else.
Go
Keep
straight to the
Ronnie
vault.
away from it.
Yeah. Fall.
Whoa.
And
Commit
then
a fucking war crime again.
as Alwyn kind of moves
It was
past,
once, guys. Also, I found my pin.
when Alwyn does pass by, she would say to you, shackle or pelt, or both.
Neither.
That's perfectly all right. And for you, says to Tremere, or Tremaine, wrong word. You
Neither.
okay? And for you, looking at Ronnie,
What's customary?
whichever you want.
Oh, okay.
Both is
I
fine
guess
too.
both.
Okay. The guard
Tremaine gives Granny a big side eye.
the guard hands you both of them.
Just takes them.
And for you, to Sol.
Soul pretends that they do not hear them and just continues walking.
Okay. So you enter into the space. You're immediately met by the smell of like cooked meats, rich kind of bread smells. There's just like a very earthy kind of smell to the whole place, and then there's like a weird tinge of gunpowder that's present as well. Up ahead of you, you see what looks like a kind of cordoned off arena area. And at this point, again, it's not on the map. There are no tokens for it. The tokens that are placed are for purpose. But there are two individuals. It looks like a orc woman who bears the signs of the Omen Vigil, and a human. And the two ladies are wrestling. Both of them are wearing bear pelts, and as they're doing so, they're trying to kind of clasp one another with a shackle that they hold in their hand. And they're like shifting, the grip on the shackle to try and kind of shackle one another. And standing near the lists is a very regal-looking topaz dragonborn who's kind of watching their form with his arms crossed and seems to be commenting on the orc woman's form, saying out a name that, Arya, you would know. I don't have a name, so whichever name a person, this would be a person that you would know from your time. But he seems to be kind of referring to her in a mentorish way.
Hmm.
But yeah, food on the left,
Oh yeah.
food
So
on the right.
Tremaine would get like 2 meats on a stick and used to be chomping on them and walking along with the group.
The meat seems to be coming from over here, so you walk around to the food court area. In this space, you would see a lone elf with red leather armor, kind of sitting by herself, drinking from a metal cup. You would see 4 individuals in armor, bearing the sign of Atavius on their armor. Actually, sorry, bearing the sign of Ashtar on their armor, which is basically just a cross and then a cross through it. Then you would see an elf and an orc hanging out, looking kind of surly, and a bunch of lumberjack type people with a really pretty looking dog over at this table.
Are those who I think they are?
It may be. So you walk over to this goblin, and he says, "Hail!" and then sets his pipe down on a little stand made purposely for it, and says, "You want how many meats? 2 meats?"
2 meats.
Okay, 2 meats. All right. And then he's lathering them up with sauce and getting them ready.
Yes.
Starts smashing it with some sort of seasoning.
Spices. Yeah.
And then starts kind of rushing a knife across it and pressing it down into it, and then hands you the
Beautiful.
meats. They are kind of
great. So he'd
bundled around
juicy.
yeah.
So he would eat one. He has one in the other hand, and he's chomping, and he would say, "Apple fritters around here?"
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
He says. And then you see a halfling kind of look over at you and says, yeah, over on the other side. My brother Lunk's got him set up.
And then so he's eating, and he would point to Ranny from that way.
She'll run that way.
Okay. So yeah, you come over here, you see all the breads and all the, the This appears to be a setup for, you would know Sophia was setting up here.
Yeah.
This appears to be her station, where Sophia is located. You can't be sure, but your assumption is that she's probably going to be heading the same way as Lord Tremere,
Right.
based on just everything. But yeah, you're able to purchase those as well. So cash-wise, the meats are going to be 5 silver a piece, so 1 gold out the pocket, and very delicious. I would say that it's cartoonishly like the image of a ham on a bone.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it just, instead of having both sides, it's just the one side, and then it's glazed with all sorts of delicious sauce and
Okay. Kind of thinking of it as a Disney turkey leg.
yeah, just ham though.
Okay.
And then they sell you an apple fritter without issue over here on the other side. Long, I
For how
believe.
much?
2 or 3 copper. Meat's a little bit more expensive.
Understandable.
As such.
You would note too, Termaine, that the elf woman does look at you, and you would note that she, unlike everybody else in this venue, seems to not have a pelt or a shackle on her person either. Okay.
I would. Is she looking at me?
She gives you like a glance. Like there's definitely a moment where you lock eyes.
He would nod.
She gives you a
smile.
nod back in exchange. Actually, hold on.
And there's like meat juice dripping down his face as he's doing it.
She would nervously turn her head, and it does look like she's laughing at you.
It's, just wipe it off with his.
Okay,
And we're gonna continue with the group.
sounds good.
We'll circle back later.
Soul, Arya, anything in particular that you're wanting to engage in food-wise or further in?
Let's call that orc Tukari. Tukari.
Love it. Tukari, keep your guard up. She's just gonna get it on your neck if you. And then there's like a brief moment where you can see the human woman's like almost got her in like a half Nelson grapple and kind of like moving the shackle towards her neck, where she keeps her arms up and, as instructed, pushes the shackle away. It hits the ground with like a clang, and then kind of sweeps her leg out from underneath her, drops the human woman to the ground, lifts her arm up, and puts the shackle around it. And you can see like a guy who's standing near there is like, "Ha success!" And kind of hops over the fence, walks over, and kind of breaks them up. And then
Arya stands like here at the edge. She's got like a meat stick or whatever, and she's like, "Woo!"
I assume Termaine actually walks over as you're kind of like taking a spot there and handing over the meat stick to you. Does that sound good to you?
thanks,
Sure, absolutely.
And then Soul.
Is that my Magic Tellier good buddy there on the
It
left
is.
side?
Good eye. Yeah, you see that he
Soul
has a
will,
good setup.
as always, as any wallflower at a social event, be very relieved to see a friendly face and head over there.
Arya, do
Magnet.
you, as that finishes up, you see Soul, because Soul kind of stands out, dark clothes, etc. Do you kind of keep an eye on Soul?
Yep, and I know where my eyes are definitely gonna
Yep.
drift
You
to.
see a woman kind of seated next to a bunch of different strange clay pots, and there's a massive fire going on a kind of stone podium, and seated on that, on metal kind of fittings, is a massive pot that kind of glows green out of the top. And a couple people walk over to her, but it looks like most people are avoiding her and going here or here.
Rude.
But it looks like there's a massive fucking line right here.
To Sneeb.
And you see Sneeb's apiary. Honeyed apples. Get them in
Oh,
stacks.
Ronnie's going there next.
The line looks like it's probably going to take at least 10 minutes, maybe longer.
Oh, she's still getting in it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, Soul, you walk over. There's a weird pig just kind of wandering about.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soul will be distracted as to the free-range pig for a moment.
Yeah, and strangely, as you walk past it, you look down at the pig, and it's looking at you, but it's not looking at you like a pig would do. It's looking at you like a person would. It's strange, unsettling even. It's like this pig has seen some things. It's like
Do I know you? No, that's
It kind of looks at you for a second, kind of goes,
ridiculous.
and then kind of turns around and starts walking like over this way.
Festivals,
The friend of yours starts kind of waving you over.
Marcel, I'm a little surprised that you have a booth.
Oh yeah, I had to get away from the kids, and I've got a lot of scrolls that I've been trying to get rid of. A friend of mine, and he gestures to the woman to his left, said that I could potentially use some of her booth space.
What kind of scrolls are you trying to sell here?
Oh, it's mostly, lower level scrolls, but I do sell one that's of interest that you might be interested in buying. 100 gold pieces, and he kind of pulls from the underneath the table these bluish wrapped in bluish ribbon scrolls. These scrolls will return you from pretty much anywhere right to the center of Cardend, out in front of the Tipsy Toad.
Wow.
That does sound very useful. I don't have money on me
Oh,
at the moment, but if we can set them aside,
if
sure
you
the
have a
group
bank
would be-
account, we can take bank notes.
Oh, okay. Of course, of course. I'll talk with the group, but the people here, they're really only going to be looking for like love charms.
Oh, sure. No, I have that. And he kind of holds up
Okay,
a scroll of
of
charm person. In my opinion, a bit of a bad way to go. For
I think this
folks.
whole thing is a bad way to go, but
The shackling is kind of a weird one. I agree, but a good way for me to try and unload some of this junk.
did you see that pig?
Huh? What pig?
There was a
When
pig.
you
just
look back over in the direction of where the pig was, the pig is gone.
What?
But the pig
I
is
haven't
right
even-
there. Oh, he's
Have
gone.
anything to drink.
Gonna need one now.
His name is Sean Pigma. Da 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 da.
Except it's just this little hoof.
Yeah.
Aw.
That makes the most sense.
Mm.
Okay. So for Termaine and Arya, I'm assuming Arya's about to break away, but Termaine, you kind of walk over to Arya as she watches the bit in here. You would see that the Dragonborn, who's kind of watching over this, does not seem to be the one in charge or anything. There's a unmarked guy who's doing that, like a carny, and the Dragonborn's kind of looking at you, not like the elf was, but yeah, kind of looking at you.
At Jermaine?
Yeah.
He would wipe his chin again, make sure there's not any meat juice on there.
Is that a friend of yours, Jermaine?
I don't know. No, not People are just friendly. It's nice.
The
It
festival.
doesn't look that
Very
friendly.
festive. Yeah. That's what?
Is it a friendly look?
I don't know. He kind of has resting "I'm gonna murder you" face. I guess is the best way to kind of describe it. He is a topaz dragonborn, like that. I would say that he is carrying or has on his back a very massive sword. He is wearing a very simple tabard over what appears to be very simple plate armor with padded gambeson underneath. He's holding his helmet off to the side, and every so often you see him kind of look over his shoulder, kind of over in this direction, like over this way.
Okay. He's an odd fella.
Did Tokari already leave?
Once Takari's finished, she would kind of sit on one of the stools, kind of breathing, look over and say, "Oh," kind of like surprised look as she sees you, and she would say, "Hold on, my brain's gotta find a thing." There we go. She would say, "Tashari," and kind of gesture over.
Hi, it's been a
Using
long
her
time.
Government name.
It has. So what do you... I thought you... I don't remember what the prophet said. The diviner said that you were no longer in the town.
Well, things went sideways during a trip, and I had to spend some. I've had to spend some time traveling. And now I'm here.
I heard that you and the others some time ago, um, back when I was just a little girl, went out into the wilds to fight hags.
Fight that we didn't win.
How many years ago was that?
Many.
She nods. Well, it's good to see any of the open vigils still standing. I got your
What of
sights
you? What are you doing around here?
up. Well, I'm just here for the merriment, actually. I was allowed some free time and looks over her shoulder at the Dragonborn. My duties typically require me to be at Tarn Keep.
Tarn Keep?
Tarn Keep, yes, where the mayor takes hold, where the conglomerate Magier reigns.
Oh, you're working for the conglomerate.
No, not really. I work for him. Points at the Dragonborn, and the Dragonborn takes it as his cue to kind of walk over.
Hi. Just extended family.
He raises his hand and doesn't say anything.
Do I know anything about Tarn Keep?
Tarn Keep is the before the Wizards War. Tarn Keep was a great fortification that was where the lords reigned. The Lord of Tarn Keep would have been the ruler of Carden.
Okay.
When the Denisovans came and took over, a number of the lords were actually in league with the Denisovans, paid by them in secret, and gave them access to the secret tunnels underneath Tarn Keep.
Typical.
The Wizards' War began with Carden being occupied by the Denisovan forces. After 10 years, a force rose up and attacked back, and the remnants of Tarn Keep were used to rebuild other places. The new Tarn Keep is made out of lumber. It sits in a Motte and Bailey kind of moated area, and it is where the conglomerate has kind of settled its power for the region.
So, you're here to find a wife?
Yeah, she says. Morax kind of like looks like he thought you were talking to him for a second, and kind of. I mean, sorry, the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn. Did it seem like this woman that she was wrestling? Is she still around? Are they like
She's on the other side, kind of like
defeated?
Defeated, but at the same time, like you can see that like the flushness of battle is kind of joined by the flushness of something else.
Ooh, okay. Well, Arya will say, I'm serving here at the oh my god, what's the name of our castle?
Lycoy Keep.
At Lycoy Keep, under Lord Trumaire.
Tremere, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't be a stranger. Let's stay in touch.
Well, I'll let the diviners know that you're about. I don't know if they're aware of your presence. Perhaps they are. I assume they are. They are usually aware of things.
They're aware of a lot, typically. You're right.
But I'd be happy to see you sometime. And she kind of looks over her shoulder again at Morax, the Dragonborn, who has kind of started to make his way away from you, not having stuck around for very long. And then the woman on the other side kind of walks over after putting on her bear pelt and is still kind of like shackled, and will look over and say, Kari, out loud, and everyone kind of turns their attention towards her, and she pulls the bear pelt, she throws it to the ground, rips the shackle off her neck, and throws it into the bear pelt.
Yeah, Arya is like hooping and hollering and like, woo,
There's a lot of like notice from the crowd, and a lot of people are kind of moving and mustering in, and your eye line kind of moves past them and behind. Um, There's a strange individual that's kind of like watching the scenario, but then moves away, kind of like either disinterestedly or not, done with that. Termaine, are you still there and watching the same?
Yeah, I mean, he would have been standing back, eating that meat, and
The
sort of
elf-
listening in on this, and he's like getting a little tea on Arya's background. It seems right. 'Cause you were
elf-
saying it right in front of him.
The elf that you saw walk
I mean,
past.
Arya was not hiding anything for sure.
The elf that you saw walk
I
past
didn't think
that
about
looked
the
disinterestedly, you've seen her before.
Oh
You
yeah.
saw her at the castle when you went to deliver your mother. She was the guard for the representative of Einkarad,
Okay. Yeah.
the people who claim that they are the representatives of the city that is lost, or the town that is
Sasha Colby.
lost. I see it. That's not her name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is now.
Alright, fuck it, changing it.
Well, if she like leaps up and then lands into a split, then we know it's Sasha Colby for
She
sure.
just dead drops right now for no reason.
Right.
Do you follow up on that, Termaine, or no?
Follow up on what? With what do you mean with
Anything?
Arya?
No, yeah, you're good. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, is there anybody? Is it just Arya and Tremaine now?
Yeah, there's still like think of this place as being a bit more occupied than tokens kind of granted. The tokens that are on the table are ones that are kind of points of interest for me. So there are lots of people kind of moving through the space and kind of engaging in the festival. But yeah, you're close enough to Arya that you can kind of engage with her direct if you want.
And he would say, I overheard some sort of battle of a hag. Lucky to be alive.
Oh yeah, I thought. Oh
Did
my
we know
gosh,
this?
I thought we
Did we know
probably
this?
had
Did we go over
talked about
this?
before.
Okay.
But yeah, when many years ago, that's how I got separated from my clan. We were raiding a hag's den, and things didn't go well, and a lot of people died.
Tremaine, make an insight check.
I'd love to. Let's see what we can do here. I got a +0.
Yep.
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Shijo a question, and that will determine if that check was warranted or not. As you're mentioning hags and like also being aware that the situation here is
Yeah.
do your eyes kind of like move in that direction? Or do you think that she wouldn't?
No, she wouldn't. I think
Okay.
she would be very disciplined about it.
Okay.
The
so
insight
there's
is
no
not required.
information I would need. Okay. I'm.
But let's
Yeah.
say you do like if you are like rolling an insight check, you would, you might hear like an uneasiness, right, in Arya's voice.
I apologize, Elizabeth. I moved your token just slightly because I was trying to grab the pig that's underneath.
Tremaine would say,
How
"I'm
did you
sorry.
pick the exact square?
I don't mean to pick at old wounds. Let's just enjoy the day."
Agreed.
Ronnie, you get in
Eating a
line.
massive piece of
And
ham.
during that whole like situation, like from the beginning of the fight to the rest, you're in line sitting there, and as
My
you're,
bad.
Eating my fritter while chatting with whoever's in front and behind me.
everyone in line is very terse. They're just like regular like farmers, villagers, lumberjacks, etc. Like people who are townsfolk, and
That's
they're
not going to
just
stop her.
they're
Yeah.
either like they're either like like very the conversation dries up quickly, like there isn't much to go, or they are just like unsure of what to say and are very nervous around an elf. Whoever they may be, right? But the individual who does try to talk to you isn't in the isn't in the line. They are outside of it. They're at this place nearby, and he says, "Hey, excuse me," and kind of gestures to you. Might I interest you in some tinkers and toys, some interesting devices, some functionally fun or festive or useful items?
I can come over there after I get an apple.
Well, I was kind of hoping you would come over before. Don't have to get on a line to do it, and maybe I could give you some money to get me one.
Oh, if you want one, I can't take you away from your booth. She'll go over.
I would like a 3-stack, please. And he hands you 5 gold. And whatever you want, he gestures to his booth. It's a bunch of random small baubles and whatnot. Just a bunch of trinkets. Looking at it, there doesn't look like there's much of worth to you. But I would say go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
An Arcana roll.
Yep. I know, you're not equipped for it, but here we are.
Yep. I clicked it. I swear.
Roll 20.
Yeah, she was giving me some trouble earlier.
As she's wont to do.
Really not equipped for that Arcana roll.
So
Clearly.
not equipped, it won't even let you do it.
Maybe if I refresh.
While we are waiting for that, John, I
Yeah.
will buy those scrolls.
Okay. How many? He has 3. How many would you like to purchase?
They're 100 each,
100 each.
and it will move the whole party.
Have you played Diablo?
Yeah,
That's how
basically a
it
town portal
functions.
scroll.
Yeah.
Not Bane.
I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
Okay, Arcana. Yay, it worked.
What did we-
18.
Okay. Well, that's really good. So you would,
Wow.
you would see one bauble which like stands out from the rest, and it's seated on a box. Like this box might have more interesting items in it. And the bauble on top is a wand made out of yew with arcane markings in it that looks like not you, but you.
Yeah, you.
Right.
The tree.
Right.
YEW, I believe.
With markings on it, and it looks like it's kind of bound in like leather for a handle. It looks like a wand.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this one's really pretty.
Well, I said anything. I guess I have to stick to it. Okay. Yeah, if that's what you want, I suppose you can have it. I normally sell them for 300, but I did say whatever. You're gonna keep.
Well, what is it?
It's a wand of secrets.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yes.
Does it keep secrets?
Oh no, it finds them.
Oh. Well, that sounds really neat.
Yeah, he goes through the process of explaining it, and basically in detail, what a wand of secrets does is you activate it, and when you activate it, it has 3 charges. It refreshes them 1d3 a day, but when you expend a charge as an action, it'll find secret doors or traps that are within 60 feet of you, and it'll pulse and point out the nearest one.
Love it.
He kind of sighs reluctantly. That's what he said.
Be some damn good honey apples.
Do you want an apple fritter too? I can go get you one of those. They're really
Never
good.
had one. I'll try it, I suppose. I'll take as much as I can for it.
You won't regret it, I promise.
Oh.
She'll hop back in line into Sneebs.
He says, "Okay." I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
It's gonna be gonna
So,
be the
yeah.
best apple fritter ever.
If you go quickly and grab apple fritter and then rush back, only about 7 more people get in line in that time frame. So you're basically just delaying yourself a little bit longer, but eventually you get both, and we'll give them to him, and he'll kind of have both, set the 3 stack of honeyed apples to the side, and kind of eat the apple fritter. I don't know if he's gonna like it or not, and I'm gonna leave that based to random chance. Go ahead and roll a d20. If you get a
Oh my god.
It's
6
got to
or,
be like a 90%
If you
chance
get
to
a-
Yeah,
enjoy the apple
really.
fritter.
I'll be honest, it's an acquired taste in a sense. I mean, some people
Fuck are you on?
don't like apple fritters. I like apple fritters.
You're
but
canceled. You thought it was going to be something offensive that you'd say that get you canceled. No,
I
it's
would,
this.
He
I
hates
would
it.
literally kill someone that said they didn't like apple
Well,
fritters.
we're about to murder an artificer because
Yeah.
he's gonna say, "Oh,
It's time.
it's all right."
I'm
Son of
glad
a
you
bitch.
lost that expensive
Every
blonde, you
episode
piece
doesn't
of
need
shit.
to. Every episode doesn't need to be a bloodbath, but this one does now.
The shackling, more like the shankling.
The shackling.
I tried. Brent will hide the body for you.
Thank you, Brent.
Burn the whole town down. Fuck it.
Of course.
When he doesn't like immediately like at least like it, she'll just be kind of like,
When you're at the
really?
front, you'll see that this creature kind of turns and looks over its shoulder at you. It's an owlbear, so you're kind of familiar with owlbears.
Uh-huh.
I say loosely so, but it looks at you and it's kind of like kind of looking at you as you have the candied apples. It's almost like a measured and disciplined begging. The old man in the tent behind him says, "Quiet there, Duchess."
Duchess.
That's a cute name.
Oh, yes. I don't suppose... And this is before you would, like, head back to the artificer. So you have whatever you bought
Oh.
and what you bought for him and the apple fritter. Because this would have been like... Sorry, I did time fuckery.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, that's my fault. So, temporally, here's how it goes. You get in line, you talk to him, you say, "Let me go get you an apple fritter as well." You go down, grab the apple fritter, come back, line slightly longer. You get to the front of the line, you buy whatever you want, whatever you want, seeing that the owlbear does seem to be interested in the honeyed apples.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally everything an owlbear would want. And then you get an extra
flesh?
candied apple 3 stack for the guy who just lost a uncommon magic item, idiot.
He
And
said.
before you go back to give him the apple fritter and the 3 stack, you engage with the old man and his owlbear. Okay? That make
Okay.
sense? Sorry. I forgot about the owlbear.
No, you're.
How fucking dare you?
I know he's so cute. Also, how much did the the
The 3 stack cost 5 gold, exactly what he gave you.
Okay,
The apple
so
fritter cost you 3 copper.
yeah, and how much did like one
Just a single one will cost you
Yeah.
2 gold pieces.
2 gold? I'm keeping track.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, I was mentioning it out loud, and also in my head I was like, it's 2 for 1, 4 for 2, 5 for 3.
Oh.
That's how they get you.
That is really sneaky. She'll go back to this guy. You said her name is Duchess?
Yes, that's right. She's about a year old. And a meager 150 gold pieces if you're interested in taking her into your care.
Wow, that's it?
Well, they can be quite brutal individuals to raise, so I would have to have a measure of your qualifications and also the estate or place that you might be in, but yes, if you wish to purchase Duchess, I'd be willing to sell it to you. Elves are usually pretty good caretakers of such creatures.
Well, I have to ask Lord Alwyn if I can have an owlbear.
Oh my,
Um,
you are one of
so-
the Lord Sanctioned, are you?
Yes.
No.
It's for a discount.
Well, I'm not from this town in specific. I'm actually from a bit south of here, Windmere. I don't know if you're familiar with the port town. My name's Cushing.
Oh, it's good to meet you. My name's Renasil.
Shake your
Most
hand.
people call me Ronnie, though.
Oh, Rani, of course, I will use whatever is most amicable for you. But yes, we have some other animals present within that might be of interest, and some items that might be of use but aren't living. If you're more interested in some novelties, I understand that folks here are interested in shackles. You don't seem to have one. If you'd like to buy one from me, I have leather.
Oh no, I have
Iron.
one.
Oh, I see there on your belt. It was hidden by the bear pelt. I apologize.
Yeah, I got both. I've never been to a Shackling festival before, so
Well, it can be interesting, especially for a young woman such as yourself, I suppose. I remember in my young days I came to Cardend one time. Well, a very brazen maiden attempted to shackle me. Well, succeeded rather in shackling me. Hmm.
did you get married?
No,
Oh.
no, not in the traditional sense, I suppose.
Okay.
I was young,
He got pegged.
Mhm.
decades ago. I believe it was the last throng of the Wizards' War. An interesting evening, to be sure. He kind of like just stares off wistfully.
Well, he's
Well, that is a
distracted.
while
Steal the
ago.
owlbear.
Riding off on the 1-year-old Albert.
Terrain,
Wait!
go, go,
Madam!
go! So I have a question. How
Sure.
does animal speech work?
So, it depends if you
And
have a.
does that mean I can talk to the owlbear?
Do you have an ability that says you can talk to the owlbear?
I mean, I have animal speech as a language.
What? I don't know how that works.
I don't either. It just sounded like I thought it was like, speaking
Do
squirrel.
you have speak
I
with
don't know.
animals? Do you have speak with animals?
No.
Okay.
Was it a choice that you chose?
I can't remember. It was on my sheet.
So I think that's the only thing that allows you animal speech. Hold on.
It could be.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Did it come?
No, I think
I
that's
also
speak with
could-
animals.
Oh, animal speech is not legal. It's from Adventures in Rokugan.
That makes
Uh-huh.
sense. So that got on there. I must have.
It's totally fine. I
Click on
understand.
it
It
on
definitely
accident.
sounds like a fun option.
It
But
does.
yeah, it is
I do
not.
want to talk to that owlbear though.
It is not one we have. I would say that animal handling the skill, or
I
speak
do
with
have
animals
that.
as a spell.
I don't have that.
It's a ranger spell, so you can memorize it. Rangers know all ranger spells, so yeah. Animal
Do I
friendship
have animal
is an
handling?
option.
No.
There's plenty of options for a ranger to talk to beasts, and this
Yeah.
is a beast.
I'll have to edit that next time I level up.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to throw down 150 gold for a Duchess, again, they're a year old, so they will require some training, which means that will be a downtime activity that you participate in to get Duchess to trained.
Well, she's gonna actually talk to Lord Alwyn first, though.
Okay.
We have a new side quest.
Yeah. Can I get a puppy owlbear?
This whole Shackling is literally side quest the movie. Okay. that is the goal.
I get a puppy. Can we keep him?
John, I just want you to envision like a banquet table full of all of these quests, all of this lore that you've put out, and I want you to imagine me coming in there and just sweeping all of that shit off the table
Main
and
quest.
putting a baby owlbear.
Or just leaving it all on. Okay, yeah. That's fair. Let the owlbear eat it all. That's fine.
The owl bear is saying, I need to be taken to a fellow named Brooklyn, along with all the cursed items.
For Soul,
True, Brent.
we haven't gotten much option. Yeah, I see. We haven't got much on you, so I do want to give you an opportunity to play around. Is there anything that Soul would be doing besides kind of just wallflowering? Anything that catches their fancy?
Since Brownie ended up at the critter booth, what is across the area there?
Perfect. So there's an old guy in a cloak, and people kind of walk over, and he as you watch the game unfold, what happens is these strange-looking kind of chalkboards with question marks spin around, revealing all 5 of the items in question, and then immediately kind of flip back over. Then one will be revealed after a shuffle, and then it's basically a memory game. The shuffle is the play, though. It's like
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
It's like the Cups game, but not. Okay, so basically the setup is, as I stated, you need to make a perception check to try and follow the matches, to try and keep an eye on the matches. The DC of which is 15.
Get my character sheet out here. And just for funsies, I'm gonna use that favored by the gods trait to have advantage on it, just to be extra lucky.
Okay. We dig it.
This shit is rigged.
You waste 1 electrum or 5 silver.
Oh, goodness gracious. That was great.
Carnival game through all
And
this.
when you kind of are waiting and they're kind of thinking and are kind of looking, you kind of lock in your question. He looks at you and says, "Is that your final answer?" And you say, "Yeah." And then he picks up that horn next to him and goes, "Wrong!" right into your face. And next is what he says as he kind of sets it back down. And the next person comes up. You walk away from it, dejectedly walking past Termaine and Arya. Anything else you want to check out? I'll give you one more since that went so swimmingly. Planning arcane destruction. What are your thoughts? I don't like when you're doing devious laughing. Quit. What are you planning? What are you plotting?
I would like to stand off to the side somewhere and subtly use prestidigitation to put a really terrible taste inside the horn the next time he blows it into somebody's face.
Okay. So you watch him press his lips against the horn as he's about to say something to someone else. Immediately gag and drop the horn, almost as if he placed his lips on a butthole. And it farted in his mouth.
Oh,
He
John.
drops the horn, it spins on the ground, he falls to the ground coughing, hacking, and wheezing. This guard quickly rushes over to him to help him out.
And then with that done, I'm gonna go to the back section.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So,
That was my one evil deed for the session, okay?
Done. Done and done.
Ronnie, you would know that Lord Tremere is not going to have a say one way or the other. It's your group and your party fund that's going to come out of. Whether or not the animal can be kept there, He's not going to care. You would know that he said to you, if you wish to bring steeds or anything to this place, we will house them here as well. They have a stables and a yard and a very large field around them that can be utilized for stowing animals.
Since Seoul is the closest, though, she's gonna be like, they're selling an owlbear over there for only 150 gold. This wand that I just got was more than that. I got it for free.
Whoa.
First of all, it seems a little cruel for them to be selling an owlbear, so I think really it's the most responsible thing for us is to buy it to rescue it from, being sold to possibly somebody worse.
I
Like
mean,
that
probably
fucking
right.
guy with the memory game. He's a real asshole.
Memory game. That sounds like fun.
I mean, maybe.
Have
But
we ever
I
seen
Can we get an
Soul this
owlbear?
spicy?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, remember I threatened to murder a Mephit? I've done a few.
Oh, the Muppets. Okay.
Stared down the guard that said, stared down the guard that was like, I don't think you're ready to go into the Hellmaw.
So you gather up with Arya
Know how
and
that
Ronnie.
turned out.
Or sorry, you gather up with Sol and Arya to kind of like get this conversation started. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
The pig's back.
No, shh.
There's a pig.
As you're talking, Ronnie, you would notice that there is a pig just hanging out nearby, listening to your conversation.
Hi, buddy.
And meanwhile, I'm holding the big piece of pork on a stick, right?
Oh, it looks like
You haven't
it's
finished that.
it looks like it's kind of focused on Ronnie when Ronnie says, "Hey, buddy," kind of looks at her. It almost looks like he's angry that you noticed it.
She'll look back at the group. But yeah, she's only $150 or gold.
Yeah, let's get the owl bear. Arya says with kind of like one eye on this weird pig.
Yeah, definitely not a pig though.
Does this pig seem supernatural?
Ooh, great question. Go ahead and make me an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh. Nice.
18.
Yeah, you have a feeling that the creature is real. Like it is a pig. And you basically brought up your mental defenses to kind of resist illusion magic, and there was nothing to clear. Like this is a whole ass pig.
Right, but so I'm thinking to myself, this could be a druid.
Mm.
Or perhaps a nothing I'm gonna say.
A pig.
Nope. Nope, I'm not saying what he is.
Ronnie will hold her hand out. Are you lost, little guy?
Oink oink. And then kind of like looks at you more angrily. You said you're holding your hand out?
Yeah, like for it to like sniff.
He kind of play bites
smell.
or like bites. Like you're not sure. Like it's kind of like
Yeah.
a snap.
She'll respectfully take it away, and
Okay.
you're like, oh, okay, no worries.
And then he starts trotting away.
So weird.
Have any of you ever seen that pig before?
I saw it earlier and then it just was gone.
And then when you kind of say that,
It did
looking
look at me
Arya-
very weird.
So when you say that, looking at Arya, and then look back to where the pig was, everyone's like kind of like what? And they look at you for a second, then they look back to where the pig was, and the pig is gone.
Well.
Pretty fast.
I have to stress how satisfying it is. I can just switch it to the GM layer. It's so stupid. It's such a small thing, but it's making me so happy.
As
Whatever
well,
keeps you
okay.
happy, bud.
So it was I don't think it was an illusion. Could be a druid. Very odd. Should we head over to the owlbear guy?
Sure.
Yeah.
The old gentleman kind of looks to you. Hail, he would say. You've come back? And with your
Yeah, we
other lord
were-
sanctioned, I presume?
Yeah, these are my friends.
Well met.
I wanted them to, be able to meet the owlbear to make sure that everyone gets along first.
Of course. So, 150. Do we have an agreement?
I think so. She'll look to everyone else.
God, I just have a bad feeling about this. I'm saying above the table.
Oh,
I think Arya is like, yeah, get the thing. Everything's good.
And you're like,
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
everything's fine with the shackling, guys.
yeah, it was not
It's totally
problematic at
normal.
all. It was
This
never
is fun.
problematic. It's
Isn't
never
everybody having fun?
been, it's never been problematic.
Like Barbie at her party.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody
ever
just
thought
think
about
about
dying?
the existential dread of death.
Oh, that's Soul.
Yeah. Soul is Barbie.
Fair.
So 150. Do we have an agreement?
What are we gonna do with this owlbear?
Train it.
Then we have an owlbear.
We're gonna raise it.
Yeah.
So an
Mom's gonna be
owlbear.
So happy for us.
A trained owlbear
Yeah, she'll
could-
pass over the.
Bane card. Okay. So owlbears can function as a couple of different things. First off, they can serve as an animal companion, an associate that can be as aided or can aid in combat. But they can also serve as a mount. And that can be very important. Compared to a horse, not as fast, but compared to a horse, much more durable. There's a whole bunch of owlbear packed in there. And this one seems to be of good spirits and of good training. He takes your 150 note and kind of looks to you and says, "You are Lord Sanctioned," looks at the note and says, "of Lord Trumere. I will make sure that the animal is escorted safely to your estates and left with the individuals present therein." And you see him kind of like go through the process of unsecuring the animal from the kind of post it was kind of secured to, walking it out back behind the tent into the woods, where there appears to be kind of like a wagon set up with like a small little cage. Not like anything too kind of horrifically, like,
Just like a travel cage.
travel cage, yeah. Leaves the owlbear in there and then tosses in a very massive like slab of steak. It looks like it's like leftover from Bert's little tent where you've got the hams, and the owlbear like bounds into the cage happily and just starts eating the
Munch it
shit.
down.
He closes the gate. You see that there are two individuals kind of like walking over, and he says in a language that seems very familiar, but also at the same time foreign to everyone, says something to them. They smile, jump into the cage, or jump into the wagon, and start moving it along. If you'd like, you can make either a history or a... Nope, history. History check to try and determine what language it might have been that he was speaking. Again, not knowing the language, what he said, just knowing the language based on what it sounds like. Termaine, Arya...
I got it wrong.
Termaine, Arya, Old Osirian. So this is the language of the Osirian people, kind of like the more kind of codified noble language of such. And now there's no owlbear, even though it will remain on the map because I cannot change it. This is an older Sheipaku map, so fair go. This was a fun. Okay, so what would you like to do next?
Do you have any money left?
You've only spent 350.
John, I want to look back towards these soldiers over here,
Sure.
We
and I'm
swapped
looking
by
at this one. He's got this red scarf.
Not a soldier.
Okay, he's got a red bandana.
Yeah, he's not a soldier.
Well, he's in the vicinity
He's
of.
not with them. He's just at a table that's near them. Yeah.
Okay.
So the individual that you're looking at, bear with me here.
He looks kind of weird. What
Oh no,
what's he
yeah,
up-
he's just poorly drawn. This is an older piece. So he looks like a halfling. And yeah, he's wearing leather armor and he's got an axe on his belt and a bow on his back. And next to him is a big old fluffy dog.
Okay.
And
He's riding like a horse. Got it.
it does look like it has a saddle, like those rodeos where the monkey rides on like the dogs. It's a bigger dog, so a bigger saddle and a bigger than a monkey, a halfling.
Okay.
That all
Nothing
made
strange.
sense.
Yeah, it made perfect sense.
Perfect.
Weird.
And he is seated with what appears to be a Goliath, but also like human. It's a very large human with tattoos. He also has an axe. Again, it looks like a lumberjack's axe. And then they are seated across from a Sayryushin man who's playing with a knife, occasionally doing the knife game. I don't know if you're familiar with the knife games where you put your hand out and you kind of do the dot.
5-finger fillet.
Yeah, correct. That's what it is called as well. But yeah, he's a handsome-looking fellow with these individuals.
Got it.
So it's those four. That would be the halfling, the dog, the Sayryushin, and the giant born.
Okay. And this is the red-haired woman, right?
That woman has not been addressed at all so far.
Oh.
This is the elf that was looking at you.
Oh, I see. Okay. This one.
She's in red armor.
Red armor.
Table's open to anybody who wants to speak. If there's anything on the map that interests you, you can just go there. Just let me know what you want to do.
I want to see if Granny has anything for sale here. Anything like on sale, like that's a bargain.
She walks over to you, or you walk over to her, and she kind of looks at you as she's kind of playing with this book, this ledger, writing something down from somebody who walked away about 10 minutes ago. Looks over at you and says, "Oh, you wish to buy something? You want something nice and neat?" And she gestures. You can see that there's a barrel that's filled with purple chaos shards, which is the thing that kind of draws your eye immediately. But then there's like a bunch of other like bits and baubles, and she seems to have like a box kind of near to there filled with potions. And she says, "What would you like? Are you looking for anything interesting or anything in particular?"
Well, Granny, I'm looking for a. She says that in kind of like a bitchy way.
Yeah.
Looking for a.
The response
Anything
is
that's
this.
a bargain.
The response to you saying "Granny" is this kind of like smirk that reveals like a large fang. It's like she just kind of. Okay, well, a bargain, I suppose. If you're looking for a bargain, she pulls out 3 potions and holds them out, 2 in one hand, kind of like clawed onto, and the other one in her hand palm-wise. And she says, "Well, these 2 do the same thing, healing, but might have some elements not wanted or desired within them. You're familiar with that." And then the other one, she says, "This one could be very, very fortuitous or very, very bad, depending on who drinks it and for why."
Do I think that I could, like later on, identify it if I buy it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 gold for the ones that are on the left hand that she's holding kind of like an eagle, and then the one that she's like holding like kind of more gingerly, 50.
I want to buy the mystery potion. That's 50.
Okay. She'll take your money. And she then kind of leans in and kind of whispers, strangely, like also in your brain at the same time. It's a very weird feeling to hear your patron talk to you like this close. But she says, "Be mindful of who drinks it and why."
I'm always mindful of everything. Thanks, Granny.
Of course. She kind of walks away from you, goes up the steps, and starts stirring.
After folks do stuff, I am assuming this is a fortune teller. I eventually want us to get our fortunes read.
We'll get you there, and then
Ooh, yeah.
uh, cutting through everybody again. Does anybody want to do anything besides what?
What is this creature right here? It looks like selling breads and cheeses or
Oh,
something.
great question. Yeah, if you come over here, you see a creature that is floating aloft in the air, a beholderkin. It has
Oh.
2 clawed hands. It has 4 eye stalks, a big bright yellow eye, and it seems to be wearing some sort of pack on its back. And as you kind of approach, it goes, "Oh, we can do a charcuterie pretty quick if you want a charcuterie."
Oh, yeah, a small one.
Oh yeah, small charcuterie coming right up. It's gonna be 1 gold piece. And then you see his fingers kind of go click, 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 as he cuts sausages into tiny little pieces, places them on, then pinches down into something, pulls out this gold-looking like salt or something, splashes it onto the charcuterie board, and then starts throwing cheese like very quickly with its clawed, pincered hand. You see like a jelly kind of like slowly poured carefully from its pincered hand. One of the ice stalks moves over, kind of extending weirdly, wrapping around what appears to be like a small little like cup, sets it down on the charcuterie board, and inside there's like a jelly in there as well, and then
Yum,
slides
yum.
the charcuterie board over to you, kind of floating over to
Oh.
where your location is.
Thank
If you'd be so kind and just make sure that the board gets back here, we don't have too many of them.
Yes, you've got it.
Oh.
Thanks. What's your name?
My name's Barry.
Barry. Barry the Beholderkin. You got it.
Yeah. Well, my name's really long. Besides, I just want to
Deacon Toth Jr.
Make it easy for me. Thank you for making
That's
it
right.
easy.
Fat
And then
Albert,
he was
the
right.
Beholderkin.
He would wander over here
God
to
damn
the
it.
lady who was looking earlier,
Okay.
and he would sit down and say hello.
She kind of looks at you, like almost disinterestedly, and says,
Oh, now.
"Can I help you with something?"
Oh, I saw you looking this way earlier. Would you like some meat or cheese?
If you kind of put it out in front of her, she'll reach over and grab a piece of meat and place it into her mouth. And then in Elvish, reply back, "Are you from here?"
No, but I'm a knight of the Rose Order and one of Lord Tremer's.
Oh. Ingratiated, she would say. And it's almost like the way she says ingratiated is almost like spoken in the Elvish like tongue as like a slur or insult.
And he would say, "Well, you have a nice time," and he would walk away.
Taking it straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's just like annoyed. But yeah, elves. You as you're walking
I know,
away,
right?
there is another elf lady. She's wearing like what looks like a witch's hat.
Is she selling stuff?
She's like stirring some sort of like juice, and she's pouring it into these like small little paper cups.
Okay.
Magic juice.
What's this?
Oh, hi. It's just a simple concoction that I've stirred up. Nothing much. It's refreshing, especially on an autumn's day like today. Are you
Okay.
interested?
Sure, I'll try. He's got the ham and he's got the board and he's sort of balancing them all.
5 coppers.
And he would give that 5 coppers.
Thanks so much. Hands the cup over. And it looks like Sprite.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he's thirsty from all the meats and cheeses, so he would.
You can actually
He
see
would
there are
drink
like lemons and limes kind of floating inside of the water. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see what happens. 14.
So as you're kind of like, oh, cool, yeah, refreshing, you take a sip, and then you kind of look down, and as you're kind of like walking away, like, or you're kind of looking into the pot, one of the limes turns over, and it's been peeled entirely on one side, and it looks like an eye, and then the lime blinks at you.
Does it taste good?
Oh, it tastes really good.
So he would just sort of like put it to his mouth and use his lip to push the eye away and sip it.
Oh no, sorry. The lime is in. Yeah, they didn't give you a lime. It's in the pot. It's in the pot. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
it's in the pot. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was in the drink.
No.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but you kind of toast, and she is happy that you made the purchase. A lot of people seem to be avoiding her, strangely. But eventually the lumberjacks will get up after eating and kind of move over to here. The dog kind of sitting underneath the table, and they are going to take up this guy's offer and start throwing axes at a target board. The target
He's
board.
the guy with all kinds of scars on his face.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
show him here in a second. But the target board that they're throwing at is just a big drawing of a beholder, and they're like throwing darts and axes at the beholder. And I will show you.
Barry. Oh.
Barry.
Barry doesn't like that. Oh, I just lost the voice. The individual in question looks like that.
Wow. Okay. Gunther.
Okay, Ronnie, Soul.
What's this booth?
Oh yeah, you walk over to it. It is a tent. It looks like it is entrance on the back or on the front side. It looks like there's some stools that are set up out in front of it or out behind it. And there's a small flap like right about here that says exit only.
Oh.
And it seems that you go into the space here. But there's no words or anything that depict it. Instead, when you come to the front of it, there's just a bunch of weird masks and like heads that are either made out of like paper mache or they're kind of like done up in like a kind of fabric over kind of cast or like wooden skeletal structure.
Yeah. And what is this?
You see a man, or rather a dwarf, probably the only dwarf you've seen in this space thus far, seated at a space that looks like it's selling snakes on sticks. Like they're these strange snake-like things kind of wrapped around actual like sticks, like off of a
To
tree.
eat?
Do you walk over and ask him?
Yeah. What are they?
Hold on a second. What was that? What was that? Oh, okay.
What was that?
It was the luggage.
Oh.
I brought the luggage up after we used it for a barricade for the dog, and I haven't put it up in my closet yet because I'm a horrible, horrible husband. It is true. It is known. I am trying to find this guy's handout. I'm having a hard time of it. But, yeah, he says, "Oh, hello, miss. You wish to buy?"
Well, what is it?
And he's a dwarf. He is wearing a collar that is very Transylvanian, for lack of a better term. And he very much looks like some sort of, like, Nosferatu reject. It is a candy for you to enjoy.
Oh, it's candy?
Yes, made of
How much?
sugar. What do you think would be a fair price?
I don't know.
Oh, me neither. We must come to an agreement, I suppose. 500 gold?
I don't have that much.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
how much do you have?
One copper.
Would you take 5 copper or a silver
That
piece?
sounds fair. Of course, 5 coppers. I will give it to you, wrapped nice and neat. And he wraps it in a paper and hands it over to you.
You do much selling?
Enjoy!
Thank you.
Tell your friends!
Will do. It's not super busy back here.
No, no one's coming over here for some reason.
Probably nobody wants to buy a snake on a stick from a community theater vampire.
A child was scared earlier when they came over and attempted to purchase it. I was sad for the child. It looked that they were in pain.
Wait a minute.
Jackie Daytona is
It's
that you?
Nandor.
It is
It's
not
Nandor.
Nandor. I am doing something totally different. It's kind of
Sounds
a
more
mix between the Baron
Say
The Baron.
Guillermo.
It is the Baron. Yeah,
and
the Baron.
Guillermo.
There you go.
Okay, maybe it's close. Shit. I've been found
Rips
out.
his collar off. It is Nandor.
Nandor de Laurentiis.
Oh god.
He actually stands up from a kneeling position.
Yeah, but just
shit.
to make sure people are aware, he is out in full daylight and does not seem to be taking any measures to protect himself.
Okay.
Colin,
So probably not a vampire.
energy
Just
vampire. I
community.
can see what's going on. That whole fucking conversation was draining.
Or
Oh,
community theater.
eat this candy snake.
Concept.
It will make you feel more rejuvenated. We're trying a lot of different things here. Give me a fucking break.
Okay, now he's kind of Luigi coded.
And that fucking name does not help your case.
Vorgosh.
His name is Vorgoth. If you ask his name, Vorgoth Ashbraid.
You know, we better not make fun of this guy, because then he'll turn into the big bad one day.
Or he will
Look,
haunt my nightmare.
I have
I would-
killed
I would just
multiple
love if
feline
he were the big
vampires
bad.
in this town.
No, I just want to hear this voice over and over.
I will say too, like when he
You can
hands,
go over
when
there
he,
and get one.
his cape is very much like around his body. Like as you can see, like in the drawing, there's very little detail. It's just a blue shape. But his hand pops out and like grabs it, and it is very like Orlockian. Like it is very kind of just like creepy and like claw-like. So when he wraps everything up and hands it to you, it's very like weird to watch.
Yeah.
Total mystery why kids would be frightened.
Oh yeah, we know why.
We'll never solve
It was
this
definitely
mystery.
the snakes.
Yeah.
Aww.
So
What do we got over? Yeah, what do we got
So-
with these?
you see two goblins in a series of tents kind of over here to the side. One of them looks like really sad and old, and he's like holding his face like this at the table.
Me
and
too,
then-
buddy.
One of them's like a younger, female goblin who is drinking. And then some people are kind of walking over. She takes money from them and then hands them a large bottle and then just goes back to drinking. The gentleman next to them, a Saryujan man wearing kind of like an orange bright, robe or kimono. And he's got a couple of like weapons on display. But he also has like a strange like back banner behind him, like in the space, that has Saryujan writing on it. He says, "Hail, hail, hail, hail! The greatest merchant in all of the lands, and you just walk past. You look like someone with a great future ahead of you. Perhaps tools or..."
I feel like you probably say that to most everybody that walks past here.
Of course I would. I never lie to people. I'm an honest dealer,
That
an honest
doesn't-
trader. My name...
Wait. Right.
Well, I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, continue. This is
Would you like me to
enlightening.
continue my pitch? I am Kenji Reiju. I am the greatest merchant in all the lands. He kind of gestures at his objects.
Yes.
Items far afield. Things that you may not have seen here in Backwater Carden. The Wizard's War has shown great prosperity to this region, but most of it's buried under dirt. I
I have found that.
I have propositions for people who might be interesting to me. You are one of the Lords sanctioned, I believe, of Lord Tremere.
Indeed.
Well then, perhaps we should come to an accord. I have certain desires, certain things that I seek. And you, of course, like any hero, would need implements and tools, gesturing to the swords and such on the table, that you'll need to help you.
Not so much the swords, well, for me, but continue.
Oh, of course. So, if you can find me something I'm looking for, I would be willing to pay you greatly, in trade or in coin.
And what is it that you are looking for that's buried under the dirt here?
Nefarious. A massive
What?
great axe, bright red in color, to some seen with eyes upon its facade.
I'm assuming that Soul knew what he was talking about as soon as the first word
Yeah.
came out. That seems a little dangerous for a merchant to be seeking.
The greatest merchant in all the lands.
It seems like the greatest danger for the greatest merchant to be seeking. The greatest axe.
But not many know that it's there. I have a feeling that you knew before I told you that it existed in this region, that it did. Am I wrong?
You are right, but I have to say I am concerned about anybody
Oh, of
searching
course.
for such a thing.
As well you should be. In the wrong hands, it could prove a very dire object to be held. But I don't mean to hold it. I mean to keep it. Collecting and selling go hand in hand for me and my family. We've kept lots and lots of things over time. And it's my hope that I would acquire this Nefarious. But I don't expect someone like you to have the power or strength to get it. But I can see in you a potential. A great potential. So much so that I'm willing to part with a gift to show you my good interest in you, hero. A ring appears in his hand, and he hands it over.
Not cursed, right? We just
No,
had
no,
an
no, no, no,
experience
no.
with some...
It does have a measure of a spell cast upon it to help me locate it if you were to die. But
That is a real concern, yeah.
besides that, no tricks. It is a conglomerate mage's ring. It is used to protect them. I happen to have dozens of them. But
Must not have done a very good job protecting then, huh?
well, the wizard's one was a bloody one. I assure you that this ring will grant you a measure of protection that you are not currently afforded. But if you were to wear it for me, I would be most grateful. And when you came upon Nefarious, I would hope that you would reflect back on this moment where I gifted you something worthwhile in protecting your life. And understand that it is not my goal or aim to hurt anyone or use the axe for its true purpose, the purpose for which it was made, but instead to bind it away and keep it in my collection.
So, given Soul's family history, particularly with their father, do I recognize the kind of conglomerate ring just in general from probably would have had?
It's exactly a conglomerate ring. There's nothing weird or off about it.
Just pretty bog standard.
Ring of protection +1. If the wearer dies, it basically lets out a beacon that can be found by people who are looking.
Well, I'm not one to turn down gifts, although I can make no promises how far down into the dirt we will be delving, but
Not the kind of
perhaps.
promise I'm looking for. The kind of promise I'm looking for in this exchange is that if you do come upon the axe, you would bring it to me. If you can make that promise, or at least entertain it, then you can leave with the ring.
I will at least entertain it, and perhaps there are other things we may come across that a great merchant such as yourself might be interested in, although
I
they...
offer some of the best deals, but unfortunately my time here is short. I go from here to Winmere, and from here after that I will be heading south a bit to the island of Ordris. I will not return here for another month. I believe there's some festival happening at the middle month, something or another. But when I return, I would be more than interested in seeing what you have available for you, or that you've acquired. Definitely very interested in items that have come out of the Helm. And if you have those things for me to look at, we can discuss, negotiate, and trade.
Soul would pull out the arcane forge key as...
Oh my. Well. Where did you come upon this? The Helm, I presume?
Yes.
I could take it off of your hands, but unfortunately it would do me no good.
I don't intend to part with it right now. I just wanted to provide some proof that
Oh,
we do find.
you do know of its storied history, this piece of artifacts?
Entertain me.
The Aeten were a people that ruled and reigned in the Second Age. They were the first humans to establish society under the guidance of elvish minds and hands. The Aetens were not craftsmen by any stretch of the imagination. However, in this land, they had aid. The first human civilizations in this region were conglomerates of their own, formations that were joined by giants, dwarves, elves, other kinds, all wishing to stem and stymie the effects of the war of sword and serpent from interfering with their day-to-day. One such method for doing this were arcane forges. Arcane forges are powerful, arcane devices that allow for a person to reshape themselves in ways. What you hold in your hands is a forge key. If you can find one of these arcane forges, then that means that you could power it, or at least activate it. Perhaps the source of its power might come from somewhere else nearby. Most of the arcane forges were built around places like soul wells, or wefts, rifts, or other ley lines. It may be the case that it is not powered and requires powering, but this would unlock it. Using it, if you are skilled at magic, should not be an issue. Was this one
Interesting.
bound?
It was protected in a manner of speaking.
It could be that this key is for a very potent arcane forge. Be mindful when you find it, for the choices that you make when utilizing the forge may not be something that you can undo easily. They will be great changes, but they will change you fundamentally.
Appreciate the information, and I will find a way to let you know if there's anything else of
I look
interest
forward
we
to
find.
that axe. Enjoy
sure
the
you
ring.
do.
Enjoy. Steps away weirdly, and then you hear the goblin say, "Hey, you want one?" Holds out one of the bottles.
Sure. What?
I don't remember. Hands you when you ask like how much it's gonna be.
I guess
And
this
then
festival is turning around.
this guy over here says, yeah, two silver. Just give me 2 silver. Can you give me 2 silver, please? She's drunk. She
Does
says,
it come
I'm
with a
not.
griffin?
Oh, do you want to ride a griffin?
You're selling griffin rides?
That's right.
Is that safe?
Yeah, flap flaps are created. Ariel. What do you mean? Of course it's safe.
How much for that then?
Oh, 5 gold.
I might know somebody that might be interested in that. Let me come back.
Okay. As you kind of wander away, you hear the old man kind of move over to the young goblin lady and say, "Okay, Dulcie, I think we gotta take her." Smacks her in the face a couple times and says, "You gotta shape up. You gotta sober up. You can't go riding a griffin if you're gonna be drunk as you are, okay? The people's lives are at risk. The people's lives are at risk, okay? I can't drive them. I'm not good at that." And you just keep walking away. And real quick, I think I have images of the individuals. The drunken lady here.
Sorry, I'm still hung up on the goblin, like, doing a Jimmy Stewart impression from...
He wasn't doing a Jimmy Stewart impression.
You
He
sure?
was Jimmy Stewart. He was Jimmy.
He wasn't doing
Every
an
time
impression.
a bell
He
rings, a
is.
griffin gets its wings.
I do want to ask though, how good was it?
It was fairly solid.
Oh, okay, thank you. And then
Hey, Ronnie, you want to ride a griffin?
A griffin.
he is not on here.
Okay, are you trying to kill Ronnie?
Clearly.
I was told it was safe.
He's not on here.
Sick.
Crazy.
Look, I have Featherfall. She will be fine.
That's true. Is this the same Sharp that we met somewhere else?
Have you met Dalt yet?
I remember this
Met her.
very gay character design, is all I'm saying.
Well, I posted them
Oh,
in
I
art
think
though.
we know her from art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She is very gay.
She's as gay as she is drunk.
She may be gayer than she's drunk,
That's like 6 weeks.
Oh.
which is exacerbated by the drunkenness, of course.
She reminds me of me in 2006 Pride Parade.
No.
The Jimmy Stewart, for lack of a
I
better.
don't even know who that is. Let me look who that is.
Are you kidding me? It's a
I
Wonderful
definitely
Life.
do not know who that is.
You've never seen It's
I
a
never
Wonderful
watched
Life?
that.
Oh, you're not.
No.
Sorry, I apologize.
Cancelled.
Our complexions are showing.
Altia Sharp. I know her.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Andy knows Adaltia
Nick's
Sharp
knows.
from
Nick's
a
knows Sharp.
different
Daltia
Sharp
iteration
Sharp.
of her. Yeah, it's not the same Daltia. Obviously, that was
Oh.
100+ years ago. So,
Mm, okay.
How long do they live?
Goblins, not very. 50 years, I think tops. I think this guy's 45.
It's a hard 45.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like I feel. So,
He's not even 45 yet.
So, Arya, you make your way over to the diviner. So there's a lady sitting there already who you recognize, and she's not the diviner. There is another person here, but they're not shown for purpose. I'll explain that purpose momentarily. And she looks like she's having her reading done. It looks like there's a crystal ball in the middle of the table. And it's going to push towards Maluriel. And then on the other side where the old lady is doing a reading, it looks like she's flipping over Taroka cards. Then Maluriel kind of nods, stands up, and kind of walks past you and says, "Oh, Arya, hello, well met." She kind of smiles and like gestures at her pelt, and then goes, "Oh, No shackle. That's fair. Are you here because of the Lord? Valuriel being the priestess, or the priestess of Alawain, who you work under.
We are. Yeah, we're here as his entourage.
Oh, business then. Okay, well, enjoy. And she smiles as she kind of walks past you. And as she does, you hear, "Oh, step right up! Step right up! Step, 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 step! Test your strength! Smash some worms! You want to smash some worms? I've got a magical mallet for you! You could use it to smash the worms! We need help smashing these worms! What about you there, girl?" Points at Ronnie. "You want to smash worms?"
She is drawn in by every.
I don't know if you know what this game is about, but it sounds like it's about smashing some worms.
Did you know
What is it about
that
again?
you're
Are you sure?
about to smash worms with this magical mallet? And hands you this cartoon-sized hammer.
There is like something bizarrely psychosexual about every one of these tents. Anyway,
Oh, and
carry on.
then you see what looks like a haberdashery just selling hats. It's
I'm not sure if you
hats.
noticed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said it's just hats. Go ahead.
I popped the divine sense in there a little while ago as I was walking away from this dude.
Oh, which dude? Oh, yeah, he's fine. He's a regular guy.
Regular guy. Okay.
He's just a guy.
Just forgot
Yeah.
that rate.
He's
Yeah.
just weird.
He's just
a
a little
goth.
guy.
So we'll go ahead and
He's just
count
a little
that divine
goth guy.
sense as what is this guy doing in my neighborhood?
You know what? You know what?
Forgot
You know what?
Ashbraid,
No,
regular human
you know what?
snake seller.
This clocks Andy as a hater of theater kids.
Yeah, for sure.
His hatred of theater kids goes back deep.
So guilty.
Okay,
See?
so all of that was a bit. Yeah, he definitely shows up as undead. Sorry.
He does.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. But he's out in the
Lights
he's
up
out
like a
in the
fucking
light.
Christmas tree.
Okay, got it.
I was obviously doing a bit, but no, yeah, he glows like a goddamn Christmas tree. Oh.
So
That's
yeah.
funny.
Okay, Soul's not around, but he would turn to Rani and say,
Oh, Ronnie's busy. She just got handed a
Oh.
comically sized mallet. And you're like,
"Oh,
oh,
okay.
this is serious. And then you see her like,
Oh, wait.
ha.
I'm gonna smash some worms."
Arya, you sit across from the old lady.
Mhm.
She looks at you. Troubling. Very troubling. Why are you sitting on me?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know
I
I
see
don't have
no
a token.
future, only your butt.
I know I don't have a token, but there's a reason for it. She says she's an old lady. She definitely doesn't look like she's from Jernaris, as far as humans go.
She's human? Okay, yeah.
She looks like she has kind of like weathered, like she's been outside a lot, skin that's kind of like cracked, and probably was already kind of like, darker complexion to begin with. Her hair is like a matting of like twists of black and gray, and she has this very kind of toothless smile to her face, with a couple of teeth that look like they've been replaced in the back with like gold. And she looks at you and she says, "Would you just like a divining or a reading in full?
I'll take a reading in full.
It will cost you 5 gold pieces, and it's binding, I fear."
Damn, that's kind of expensive. I think to myself, I'll pay it.
You do a
Takes a
group
coin, looks at them.
Oh, wait, I don't have the coin. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. How much is a divining?
It is 1 gold.
I have 99 copper.
That won't be sufficient. Pop.
Okay.
You run over to Termaine and like, oh, hey.
You got a copper?
You got some cash?
Yep.
No, 1
Yeah.
copper is not gonna. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, it'll be exactly.
Yeah.
what we'll-
I'm
You're
only
gonna
buy
pay this
like
lady in
food and
100
drink.
pennies?
I have
Fine.
99 copper. Okay.
Oh,
We're talking about Soul being spicy and evil, and
And this motherfucker's
That old
paying
lady-
So here's
that
here's
old
what we'll
lady's
do.
spine is gonna snap trying to take that to the bank.
So I'm gonna give Jermaine my 99 copper in
Okay.
exchange for a gold coin. If you have a gold coin.
I don't want 99 copper.
Jermaine, you're supposed to be a hero.
No, he's
The
got like
gentleman.
he's got the meat stick and he's got the platter of meat and cheese and he's got the
I'll
drink.
put it.
It's
I'll
like,
put it in your pocket. I don't care.
okay.
So Arya just starts shuffling around in Termaine's pocket,
Hell yeah!
Basically, yeah.
grabs
Basically,
a
yeah.
gold coin, and
Fine.
just stuffs.
I mean, we're
99
basically
pennies in
siblings
there.
at this point.
Yeah, sure. No
Okay.
problem.
You go back over to her. A divining, then. Well, I apologize, but I will let you know up front that this will mostly be a tease. A full reading is really what you want, but seeing that you are having trouble paying the bill, divining it is. You are being watched, my dear. You're being watched. Gestures around the globe. A great eye in the sky is watching down upon you, but even still, an eye just as great, near to you, bound to you, or rather, you bound to it. You have descended deep into the Hellmaw. It lingers upon your aura like a plague. You have not died and had your soul bound to your body without life, but you've seen it happen. Oh, you don't know. Your future is in turmoil already. Your aura is twisted. Where 3 were 1, now 2 wish to be 3 that are 1 but cannot be. You are 1 who does not wish to be among the 3. You wish only to consume. The problem with that, I say, is that you don't have enough money to eat or to read. That will be that. I hope you enjoyed it.
Damn.
She just got read for free.
No,
Yeah.
that was a gold. She gave a gold.
Oh no!
No, the end
She
was a
got read
freebie
twice for
reading.
free.
A fundamental reading, perhaps.
She had a divine reading and she had another reading.
Yeah. So Arya
Some
obviously
broke-ass bitch.
is gagged,
And needs 5 gold.
gooped, and gagged.
Need 5 gold.
And will beg for 5 gold from
Well,
the party stash.
Let's see how Ronnie does with
Let's
the
see.
worms. Okay. So the buy-in's going to be 1 gold piece. If you win, you get 3 gold pieces. But you have to spend 1 of those gold pieces on another game. Or not. You can walk away, I suppose. I can't stop you. Okay. So, you got Padreg's mallet there. And all you got to do is when the worms start popping up, you got to bash them on the head.
Okay.
Okay, you got to do it quick. And you got to do it smart. So, 1 gold.
I shall pass it over.
All right, he steps back. On 3. 1, 2, and roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Okay, pretty
60.
quick. Go ahead and make 1 strength roll. Just straight strength because you aren't proficient with comically sized mallet.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is.
Wish me luck. I have a -1 in strength.
Yeah, we know. Okay. So, You spend the next 30 seconds bonking at the ground, missing or hitting, and not doing enough to push them back into the ground. And he's like, it's gonna need to be a lot harder than that, sweetie.
Oh, see, I was imagining Ronnie like falling, like swinging backwards and
Oh.
then just falling back.
Yeah, there's that too. But like when you finally get the hammer to
Like whenever he says swing, you gotta swing harder. She's like, whoop, and then falls straight backward.
perfection. Well, it's not just one attack. So basically, the strength check is just like to determine like the process, right? To kind of
Yeah,
give an idea.
yeah. But he's telling like she's
Yeah.
hitting, not hitting enough, and he's like, you gotta hit him harder.
Wide
And
swing
she's like,
fall.
all right, I'm gonna get at least one.
Perfection. So like you hear a bell, which you don't know where it came from, and then you see him go, "Whoa, that's too bad," and he says, as he kind of puts the gold back into it, or puts the gold into his pocket, and then says, "If you want to go again, it's just another gold." But it looks like, and he points to Termaine, who's holding all his goofy stuff, and Arya, who's now walking over to try and get more money. Looks like a bit of a lines foreman, though. You want to give it a shot, Pigman?
You're a lot stronger than I am.
Termaine.
With the hammer with the snakes.
The worms.
Yeah.
They're worms.
Yeah, you
Worms?
wanna whack
Yeah.
a worm?
I mean, just sure.
You
I'll,
chain.
I'll hand her all the stuff. So now you've got like your arms are full.
Oh, she's
well,
gonna fall backwards again.
Bunk. And then Arya comes over just as like Termaine is getting situated and getting ready to start. Are you going to try and rifle through Arya or Ronnie's pockets and grab her money?
Well, I think Arya is like in full.
I think
like,
we have all of the fair stereotypes.
yeah,
The
basically.
guy who's carrying everything. The girl who wants to play the games, even if like they're way beyond her. The wallflower.
I can only assume that Termaine is going to win Ronnie a stuffed animal, right? That's the.
And the dedicated,
Aw.
I want this so bad, I will spend whatever it takes. Oh god, I'm poor.
Yep. Yep.
What does that
I
make?
think
Soul filling somebody's horn with farts.
Oh,
Oh,
I forgot
my
that one.
God.
Yeah, that is also there.
I believe that's spiking the punch.
It's something. Well, I think Arya is is a little bit in spectator mode right now. You know, like I think I caught the tail end of Ronnie just totally wiping out, and now I'm like, oh, okay, you know, wits affair. We're here. We're having fun. Everybody's having fun. We're having fun, right? Everything's good. And is gonna kind of like eagerly watch Tremaine now perform and see how that goes.
Tremaine, initiative.
No pressure. You can do it. You got this. You can do it, Tremaine. You got this. You can do it. It's not that hard.
And a strength roll. Just a strength roll.
Let's favored by the gods the strength roll, so it's with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. So you kind of like that very first one pops up and you're like, oh, and you're like not sure and you're kind of caught off guard for a second. You kind of miss that first one, but as you kind of get the rhythm, you start bonking them and you're slamming them down. But you like miss that first one for sure. And he goes, well, that's a victory. Not a perfect one, but a victory. Clunk, clunk, clunk. 3 gold. He hands it to you. Well, and he grabs the top one and pulls it away. If you want to go again. Or you
No,
can leave.
And he looks at Arya. Did you want this?
Yes.
The gold.
He says,
Well, yeah. I think I need 5.
he says, oh,
I
I
have-
forgot to mention. If you win 3 times in a row, and he gestures towards the back where there's like a bright red curtain. He then pulls it aside, and you see this massive stuffed worm. You could walk away with one of these beauties.
Oh, that's so cool. And he would basically turn to the other and say, "This is all good, but like, you know, that dude over there is totally undead."
What? He says.
No, he's just weird. He sells snakes.
No. Trust me.
Well, what's wrong with being undead?
I'm a
Do
paladin.
you have some kind of prejudice against the undead?
You see,
Yeah, I do actually.
you see a mom and her kid like
What?
walk away from the haberdashery near you and kind of step in. Are you in line? Says the kid.
Wow.
Did you see the stuffed snake?
Oh
I
yeah.
did. Are you talking to the kid or to
The kid.
the kid?
Oh yeah.
You have to win 3 times.
She kind of looks down at her coin purse and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. It's probably not gonna happen, but I can try once and we can see." Are you guys
How
back?
much does it? How much does it cost to play once?
1 gold.
1 gold.
One gold.
Uh,
We just doubled our money, by the way.
Triple.
Yeah.
No, I gave one back.
Oh no. That means you're playing again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you had to give one back.
No. He said, or you can take it. You
Oh,
guys-
oh,
As
okay, yeah.
as the shifty carnival worker, he tried to frame it that way.
Got it.
Thank you
yeah,
for catching
we
what I was trying
we
to
have-
throw up there,
You have
Tom.
3.
So yeah, you have 3 if you keep it, but if you want to play again, it'll cost you 1.
well, I am trying to get my fortune read by Miss Thing over there. So,
Would you like me to
it-
try again?
for me,
Sure. if you
you
want.
are like draining all the fun out of this joyous festival occasion. Come on,
What?
live a little.
I do want to put to note, Soul, you said something that was very interesting and walked over. So can you do me a favor and make a perception check?
She looks again. As is tradition, I don't see shit.
Okay.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely, always.
In like our base culture, our shared base culture, is it like considered to be a danger and a threat for there to be an undead here amongst
No,
us?
this isn't Osiria.
Okay. So yeah, don't be such a prejudiced stick in the mud and have a little fun. Enjoy the fair.
Wouldn't it be just also above the table for
Doesn't
a
care.
paladin? For a paladin.
Oh, sure. Again, it's up to you how you want to define your law.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because the
So,
law of death is a law. It's a real law. Like that exists, and he's breaking it.
Yeah.
Would it be like a crime to just like attack this guy,
Could be.
this undead guy, even if he's
I'm not saying I'm
dead?
going to attack him. I'm just
selling
saying this is...
snakes on a stick.
Yeah, maybe you should try one before condemning him.
He
Says-
gave me a great deal. It was only
Wait a
5
second,
coppers.
Since
Oh,
Ronnie said that
Who
really
It's
said
loud.
kinda
I was
giving-
condemning him. I was just saying, hey.
Said you said that really loud. You hear it from over there. He says, "Thank you so much. You're helping out the telling people. Thank you."
It's kind of like
besties.
giving. It's kind of like giving. Like, is that a man wearing a dress? Like
Oh.
that's the kind of energy.
Okay, well, I certainly
Like,
didn't
there's
intend
nothing
that kind of
wrong
energy.
with. Like, I'm not condemning it. I'm just pointing it
Oh.
out.
Interesting. Okay. Fair.
It's okay.
Fair,
You're a
fair.
paladin. You're a paladin. You know. So
Oh, you're calling out
like-
propaganda. Got it.
So if you're
Well,
not
yeah.
playing, get out of the way. He says, "This kid wants to try, and his mom's willing
Yeah,
to give a
go ahead,
gold
kid.
over."
Go ahead, kid.
And as you kind of move
Arya
away,
will
real
Arya
quick-
will snatch the coins out of your hand.
No, you will not.
Do you need
Ah,
money?
damn it!
Do you put the coins in your pocket?
Yes.
Okay, so on your character sheet, I want you to write one or no gold pieces, and you lost 1 gold piece, and then I'd like you to put 3 fake gold pieces in your character sheet.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
You think he's gonna lose
Fine.
money on this racket?
Well, Ronnie
No.
has the real coin purse, so I'll go to Ronnie and see if I can get 5 gold.
She'll give you 5 gold out of her pocket.
Thank
Not
you.
the stash, her pocket.
You rearrange
Oh,
2
okay.
letters in Ronnie's name. She's making it rain.
Thank you, Rain. Liz just is the sugar mommy no matter what game we're playing.
She treasure. Treasure. Moving over to the diviner. Soul, were you trying to cut him off, cut Ari off in the past?
No, Soul has fully embraced the chaos of the rest of the group and is just observing.
Arya will kind of like scooch, and be like, "Come on, sit with me. Let's get this show on the road." And like invite you to sit on the scooch in on the.
I certainly don't need anybody to read my past.
Well, no,
present, future.
it's my future.
I
Just
can
come
listen
and
from here.
sit. Okay, whatever, Soul. And then I'll pay my 5
She
for
would look
my.
at you and say, "It's actually better that the chairs aren't strong enough to hold two."
Oh, okay, I hear you.
So, you've come back. 5 gold.
Link, you're a skilled diviner.
She said, "Money, please."
We better hearts typically are. So,
Oh shit. Okay.
you wish to know more. I would ask you then, what is your favorite color?
Dark violet.
Dark violet. And how old are you?
34.
And what month of the year were you born? Months are simple. It's there are 3 months for each season. There are 4 seasons. So just season and number of month.
We'll say summer 2.
Okay. Well, interesting so far. You see that she flips over a single card off of the Taroko deck and sets it forward. Ah, the Dark Lord. Interesting pool to begin with. It means that you are not your own being. You have been connected to some lord, perhaps, or a being of greater power to you. You are connected to them of your own volition, or perhaps because of birth. I would say with you, in the way I am understanding it, and since the card is pointing north, you chose this arrangement. You are a pact bearer. Am I wrong?
As is Shiro.
Guilty, 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 guilty. And I ate his head. Bit his head off.
I saw it.
It's not
So,
compared to a candy snake.
It's. I mean, Arya will shrug like, "Well, you know what you know."
the soldier in the place of the dream. I understand this to mean that you are destined for greatness in conflict, in pressure. A future to you that will be filled with battle. The music is definitely not sitting well. Whoosh. And then I need a better ambiance for a reading. Bear with me here. It's like la 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 la, and I'm like, tower, shit. We're talking about some
Ooh, spooky
spooky
ooky.
ooky tower crazy.
Dee 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 dee.
No, that's not the one. I want this one. Baby man, you are a baby, but you are also a man. Yes, the
Which
printer.
means
You
you
can
need
have
to
the
act
printer.
like one.
A conflict, I think that will be something that you are rushing into. Something that will be at the behest of your pact giver. Or perhaps a more worldly lord. What of your mindset? The monk. And it would be in reverse. You are wishing to come at this perspectively. You wish to know as much as you can, to see the world for what it is and truly means. You feel that you have been forced into this space suddenly, against your own will, or perhaps due to your own whims, but not your rational thought. You try to put forward the facade of understanding, but in sooth, you are as troubled as others around you. You have not allowed the cracks to show. What of your future? The healer. The three. Interesting. I would see that you are one who wishes to fix the problems of your past. When it comes to your pact, before I draw the soul card, I wish to know what your heart is. It would help me define this card more thoroughly. Your pact bearer nature shows me conflict. It shows me a level of understanding, but falseness regarding the trauma of it.
My pact is a great wound in me.
I'm sorry to say that typically when a card is drawn north facing, it is outward and not inward. The healer is not for you. You are not made to heal yourself, but to use the powers that you have within you. Your kindness, your stoicism, your desire to not show weakness. These will serve as boons for others, others who do not have these strengths within them, who show weakness around you all times. But you will help them. Perhaps their future is similar. Perhaps in this they will help you. But I can tell you that if you look at this friendship with this individual who you sometimes see as weak or vulnerable, and make them understand strength, it will heal them in time. It may be at the cost of yourself, though. Let us see what fates provide us with this soul, God.
Arya is weeping, and she will pull up her skirt and kind of wipe her tears.
The torturer, the Nine of Swords.
Jesus Christ.
Your soul is your own anguish. Oh, this would have been drawn in reverse, sorry. Your soul is your own anguish. Your desires for what you do not have in times of conflict, gesturing towards the soldier guard, in times of self-reflection, gesturing towards the monk, your desire for power over your own self-diminishing nature has led you into what you have sworn to. The strength will help one besides you. But, unfortunately, your soul will never recover from it. Not of your own power. You need to let others into your soul and into your heart. But not like this. And she gestures towards the Dark Lord, picks up the card and holds it up to your face. Not like this. She'll then sweep up the cards very quickly, and then take one card and flip it off the deck and throw it down. You know what to do. Oh, also, this was a random shuffle, by the way.
Cool.
I should be like
That was
You
really good.
that was hot. That was good. Did she put a face down card in front of me?
it should be on the table. Do you not see it?
Oh shit.
Oh, I've been throwing these out all the time. Have you not seen those? Here,
Now I
I
am.
have.
I was watching the Zoom feed.
No worries. Soul was in the
Oh
middle,
shit. I
mind
see
on
it
the
now.
right,
Mhm.
path on the left, and then the
Okay, Celtic Cross.
yeah. So
Celtic Cross. Right.
Turoka typically falls in that vein. But yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
so the traitor.
was the last card that she flipped. She threw that out onto the table, and then says, "You know what to do." In regards to what she said about the Dark Lord, which would be referential to your pact bearer or
Yeah.
pact giver.
Really fucking hope. I'm thinking to myself, I really hope this bitch can't hear my reading from like like 30 feet
right over
away.
there. Yeah. She picked up the coins and kind of drops them down. If you have questions, I have no answers. But others here might have similar questions. Perhaps a refreshing drink of citrus would help you mull over these thoughts.
I mean, Arya clocks, the food court. Okay. Thank you for your straightforward delivery. I appreciate that you didn't mince words. Thank you, really.
And if you wish to know the one who divined your fate, my name is Madame Eva.
Damn Eva, the bitter heart.
And she'll kind of like take the coin, kind of sit there. She pulls out a tin case, pops it open, pulls out a single like long cigarette, puts it into a cigarette holder, and like proceeds to light it and smoke it.
Yeah, Arya would, stand and, thank her again. And move away very awkwardly and like with a great deal of embarrassment. Kind of like looking at Soul, like, okay. Feel like we just fucking went through my fucking, dirty laundry basket together. So that was fun. The fuck out of here now.
At least I wasn't sitting next to you for it.
That honestly would have been a little bit more, reassuring than you eyeing me from behind my shoulder. But thanks. I appreciate you being around anyway.
Uh oh.
Hey,
Shiro sees tokens
Ronnie.
moving.
The hand
Shira
of
wants to
God smashes
play.
random characters.
He's
What?
like, how
What is-
dare you?
What is happening about
I want to catch them.
Yeah, they're prey.
Oh no! Don't put your butt in my face,
You can't stop his butt.
Ronnie.
Wait a minute. Where's
He is locked
Tremaine?
in. He is locked in.
I look
Where?
away for 1 second and Tremaine's gone.
I think he's killing that vampire man.
Killing the vampire.
No, I'm returning the wooden board.
Oh, okay. Returning it in the form of a stake into
Could
his
be.
heart.
It could be.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tom's going all out.
He's locked in.
Let's get something to drink. Ronnie, are you coming?
Little guy. Huh? Oh, sure. She was looking at the Seeing Devils stage.
Oh, okay. Do we want to take a
Wait,
look at that?
hold on.
before
As
we...
your whole entourage passes by,
Mhm.
Maluriel would have moved on past that, but the Vorgoth would go. Ah, I forgot the voice. Hold on, I'm figuring it out. There it is. Okay, I found it.
I think Nandor.
Hello. Are you afraid? Would they like a snake?
Do you want a snake soul?
You know what? The rest of this has been going so well. Why
It's only
not?
5 copper.
Oh
Do
yes,
you want
the
one,
price
Arya?
that we have set. Of course, a copper.
Sure. Yes. Why not?
Great.
I'm broke again. Could someone buy me
I
one?
will buy
I'll
you a
get it.
snake. Okay.
Are you
Oh,
buying
okay.
with copper or do you hand him a silver piece?
I'll hand him a silver piece.
No. It have to be copper.
Oh, okay. She'll dig her in her pouch and give him
Hey, Arya did
10
give
copper.
you a bunch of copper, right? That's
I gave you a lot of copper.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
She'll
look at
give
all these
him 10
pennies.
copper then.
Thank you so much.
that's so funny, John.
Uh,
How do you feel about Electro? No, okay.
Electrum is bought silver. No.
I can't do math.
Also, I mean, that would be good price-wise, I think. I don't know.
I can't do conversion rates at all.
If you would like to, though, like, Termaine, obviously you were kind of focused in on him. Can you do me a favor and make a perception check or an insight check? Your choice. Results will vary depending on
Sure.
what you choose.
7.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely like strange. Like he's weird. He's definitely weird. But like the more you think about it, the more you're like, yeah, maybe he's just breaking the laws of mortality.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just a weird goth guy.
No. It's undead.
It's
I mean-
undead. We're saying it's.
You can't just like wear women's clothing if you're a man. You know? It's just not right.
Oh
You can't do it.
Oh!
Can't do
Oh,
it.
he loves it.
You're right. You
I'm
gotta be.
Eyeball.
You gotta hate everyone else. I
Termaine is
know this.
cancel.
That's what I do. I hate Mittens and Nayland. Everybody loves me because I print, but they don't know. I work in an office, and
He's a
Stop
terror.
printing.
I would never hire. No, don't finish your thought, John. Just
What's
don't
the snake
fuck
seller's
up.
name again?
You know what, John? To rescue you from this scenario, I will eat the candy snake.
Great. The first person who's had one. Perfect. Okay. So what you come to realize is that it is literally a snake that has been cooked,
And candied.
and then it has a candy hard shell on the outside, but it's not like a hard shell.
Oh,
It's like
man.
it's like M&M, but like clear.
Cool.
Mm.
But when you bite into it,
Strong Hulu.
it tastes like chicken
Ooh.
with M&M shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the flavor we're getting. That's the flavor
Okay.
profile.
Great.
Okay.
But does
Well,
it?
we'll
But does it
chew on it and
only
be
melt
very.
in your mouth and not in your hand?
It could go either way.
I will say I
So
have
it's
seen
not an
somebody.
M&M shell then.
I have seen someone tongue hulu chicken nuggets.
What
So
I'm trying to say, fair point. That's actually yes. That is a delicious sounding combo as well. But to the point of what you asked there, it's inconsistent. So yours might, but his might not. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Is Tremaine getting any weird effects of the lemon lime drink?
No, nothing's weird there. It's just a refreshing lemon lime drink.
All right.
I don't recall seeing you around, Card End.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no, no, of course not. I would not be seen around Card End because I don't do social groupings, gatherings.
I 100% understand.
Yes, I'm socially awkward.
oh,
And,
I love him.
well, um, I am also not very friendly most often. I
Alright.
made these, and I was told to sell them here by her. And he points to a woman kind of standing over here, like just a young woman with like purplish hair, kind of reading a book. And if you kind of like approach her, she'll be like, "Next show's not for an hour, sorry."
Oh, the seeing doubles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this your
Yes.
first time
Okay.
selling these?
Oh, of course. Yes, she said that I would do well here, and I have, I suppose, holding up the 15 copper that he's earned today.
Oh,
I've
How,
done my best.
how do you know her? I haven't seen her around either.
Oh, yeah, no, she's not from here either. Well, I know her because, and you see her kind of look over. We've met. That's how it works, I think.
Are you afraid of her?
No, no, no. And it kind of, no. It is more, of, she makes my blood hot.
Oh, so you're in love.
No, no. She makes my blood hot.
I don't think I'm old enough for this.
You know,
Or-
when your blood is hot.
I think my blood's always hot, or at least like warm.
Oh, that could not be it either. No, you're right. My blood is also hot all of the time as well. Yes.
I'm so
Just-
glad that
Just
Tremaine's
like
not around for this.
all of the other dwarves.
Oh, are you a dwarf?
Always have been. He's definitely
Oh,
been a
what?
dwarf this whole time, by the way.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What? Which clan do you hail from?
I am a member of House Ashbraid.
I haven't heard of them. Are they? You're not from around here.
No, we
Oh,
come
okay.
from far to the east.
Oh, okay.
East?
Ah, yes. The
Parnak.
We.
You know a
The Wees.
Parnak?
I know of it. Yeah, we learned about it in class.
My family comes from Stormraft.
Wow, that's really a ways away. You
My
travel a
wife
lot.
is sending me a video of a boy. I will return the favor by sending her a picture of a ship. Okay. Yes, well, no, not so much. I was, and then he kind of looks over to the side, and you see her kind of like narrow her eyes a bit. Yeah, I traveled a lot, I suppose. Is
you,
that
you
what
must
it
have
would take?
that accent doesn't sound Parnan.
Oh no, it would not be Barnen. But that is where my clan is from.
So you lived other places for a while. I
Oh,
get
of
it.
course, yes.
That makes sense.
Okay. I feel very weird being asked these questions, but would you like to buy more snakes? And he holds up like 5 of them.
That would just be about 3 silver, Ronnie.
But preferably gold
He doesn't like silver.
or copper.
Well, I want to buy some other stuff.
You do
Maybe if
not
I have
want
money left over
more
when.
snakes?
Well, I
Okay,
haven't even
well,
gotten a chance to eat the
no,
first one.
it is fine. I understand. Oh, eat them. You know, I never thought of it that way. I suppose you could.
What do you do with them?
You know, I haven't thought of that either.
Wait, are we not supposed to eat them? Soul?
Looks over at Zol. It seems to be working fine for this one. Give it a shot.
It's not the strangest thing I've eaten.
Try it.
she'll
Who
take the
knows?
one she bought out earlier and take a bite.
Yeah, so yours is surprisingly different. The exterior coating seems to be a bit more like a jello. And the snake on the inside seems to have been seasoned somehow. And tastes a bit more like oh gosh, what's that like? I'm very bad with cooking because I don't do it, but it's that stuff that's like it's kind of like thick seasoning like termica. Is that right?
Turmeric?
Turmeric, that's the one.
Like the yellow seasoning?
Yeah, it's like a thicker
Okay.
though, right? It's like thicker and like goes on the top of stuff. Let me Google it.
The spice.
Red. No.
It's like yellowish.
Turmeric will turn anything like bright ass yellow or orange.
Turmeric. Googling.
But it's like a powder.
Like in curry?
Okay, it's not red, it's like an orangey color. So yeah, no, this is what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Yep.
Okay, turmeric.
Turmeric. It
Oh
tastes
God,
like
that's so bitter.
turmeric like meat inside of a jello. And the jello is flavorless.
Well, it sure is something.
Yes, it's a
I-
snake.
I guess. What is the business model that we're aiming for here?
What do you mean? I sell snakes. I was told that if she sells snakes by the seashore. Was it snakes?
Oh, it was shells.
And you're not by the
Shells.
seashore.
Shit.
Yeah.
The lake's
really-
just that way. And he points towards Old
A
Town Lake.
lake and a sea are very different. Is she misleading you?
Are you okay? Do you need
He
help?
looks over. She's great! And you would see that she's kind of like annoyed. She's so great. She's so wonderful. She's very powerful spellcaster.
What are they doing over there?
What?
They're not. Are they selling snakes?
No, she does a show.
She's an actor.
Sure. What is that?
They pretend to be someone, and they entertain.
Oh, yes, kind of. I am an actor then, I suppose. Wait, no, I am a person.
I mean, you could be both. Actors
I am
are
a
people.
person and an actor.
Oh, cool.
Which one is which?
This is a snake. And he would hold it up.
That's a third thing.
I
What?
am really Arya is really excited to like give her snake to Termaine to eat.
Ronnie's gonna thank him.
I think we've had enough.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta go find my brother now, though.
Okay.
I'll stop by later, maybe if I have
Great.
extra money.
Tell him about the snakes. Maybe he would want one.
Yeah.
Or maybe
So
get one
there's-
for him now before you go.
She's already like walked away.
There
I'll
is something
take 2 for this 1 silver.
Oh god.
I can't.
There is
do it.
something disturbing to how much Soul is like like delighting in like torturing this poor guy.
Can't do it.
Oh
Those
well, I'm
sides.
sorry. I only have silver.
I think Tom is taking over at this point.
Saul's eyes just go blank.
She'll walk on this side of the little
The arena.
battle pit.
Yeah.
The arena.
Arya will call from across the arena just to Termaine, who I assume is over here.
Yeah.
He's
trying
And
to
we'll
returning.
coordinate
wave
him.
and we'll like wave the snake at him and say, "Hey, we got you something."
No, thank you. He said, I have so much. He's rubbing his belly. So much
Okay,
meat and cheese already.
I'll save it for you, and she'll put it away.
Okay, good.
She's gonna
So,
watch them throwing axes over here.
Yeah. You
Uh,
see that there's a lady, bright blue witch's hat, stirring a pot, looks over at you. Hello.
Hi.
hi.
Hi. Would you like a cup?
What is it?
It's just a refreshing beverage.
Sure. She'll walk around the tent to
Don't mind the
Paper cup.
eyeballs, Tremaine would say.
eyeballs.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
good though. It's good though.
Yeah, she seems distracted and doesn't listen to what you're saying, and then hands you the paper cup. It's I forgot what I charged. And my notes have
Me-
since moved.
I would
It was 2 copper.
2 copper.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have 1 copper left.
He would fish into his pocket and give one of the gold that he won to.
Oh.
Aria.
Oh.
Oh no, it's not. That's not necessary, Termaine.
I'll
Tremaine
buy
doesn't know
one.
that it's Tremaine doesn't know it's fake.
No, I know, but we still have like a shit ton of copper
Yeah.
that I gave to.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Thanks so much. And she'll pour glasses for anyone who gets one paid for them.
Where the fuck did Soul go? Oh, there they are. Soul, come have some lemon eyeball drink.
What? She says as she finally hears somebody say that.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody said it had eyeballs in it.
It did.
Arya will like look
Oh.
around curiously, like trying to see if there's an eyeball in there.
In the punch bowl.
She looks at it with you. I don't think there are.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
Is it like lemonade?
And as you're kind of looking at it and like that, she kind of locks eyes with you for a second, and you hear her voice in your head.
Mhm.
Tell your friends to leave and we'll talk.
Okay. Hey, Ronnie, I've got some grown lady stuff to talk about with the
Oh.
lemonade seller.
She'll lean in close. Do you need a shackle?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's
Thanks
not
for
like
looking
that.
out, though.
Okay. She'll go over to the
Axe
axes
throwing. And you hear
watch
Okay.
him.
Well,
of like a-
conspiratorially
"Ha
lean
ha!
in.
Yeah, I got it. And the big Goliath guy kind of chucks his axe, double-headed axe, slamming into the wall. Ha ha! You can't beat that, can you? And then the friend, the halfling, goes, I got this. Hold on to this, boss. And then hands the dog, like, his pack, and the dog holds it in his mouth, like, very willingly. The halfling kind of takes his little hand axe, slams it right in the middle. Told you, no problem. Easy. And they're just very kind of, like, cool and collected, these two, but very friendly, like, they work together. And then the other guy sees you looking and says, excuse me, can I help you with something? He says as he holds the shackle up.
Oh, I was just watching.
Oh,
It looks like fun.
well, if you'd like to participate, you're more than welcome. Huh?
How much is it?
Oh, no, it's fine. We've already bought it out. We're good friends with Urslot here. The man with the scratches on his face kind of gives you one of these. Like, go ahead. And there's like a box or a barrel of daggers and axes and other throwing implements, whatever you want. You can pick one
Are
up.
there
It's like
hand axes in there?
hand axes. There's daggers, which would probably be better for a dex-based thrower. Hand axes are strength-based.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair. She'll throw some daggers then.
Okay.
Even though I have hand axes.
Again, you're proficient and you have a high dexterity. You walk over and start throwing into the board. Just go ahead and throw one attack roll with a dexterity weapon. It's fine. Bow is fine.
Okay.
Statistically,
my
it's
regular
the same
bow.
-1.
Shit. There it is.
So you're hitting them like dead center, and they're kind of like, oh, and very much enjoying your company. And then over the course of the next like 10 minutes, like as you're throwing with them, each one of them will eventually come to a point where the gentleman with the knives, they're basically trying to offer you their shackle, but it's like this kind of like, you want my shackle? Not like they have any kind of like weird, like,
Yeah.
they're trying. The only one who genuinely was like kind of flirtatious was the first gentleman, and you would come to know them by their names as you're chucking daggers with them and where they work too. So Ishido Mori is the first gentleman, and then Dugat Giantborn is the Goliath slash you think human. Um, he's just a big, not as big as a Goliath, and also much more kind of. Goliaths have kind of gray tones to them. Hill giant Goliath can be, or hill Goliath can be slightly more like fleshy colored, but this guy is like very human fleshed. And then the halfling is Janster Littlewater, and his dog is Boss. But they come to know you pretty well, and they tell you they work up at Forrester's Ham, which is a place where logging is done north of Carden Midtown. Okay.
North. Okay.
Yeah. So if we go to the map at some point, I'll show you. There's a arrow indicator up at the top there. The witch hat lady looks at you and says to you, Arya, "You wish to be free?"
I didn't know that was an option.
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Yes, I do wish to be free.
We are all free underneath the watchful gaze.
Oh, under his eye.
His?
May the Lord open.
His eye?
No, I'm sorry. That was above table. My bad.
Oh. John, his? His eye? No. Of course, you would be free underneath her eye.
Whose?
Well, her. And she gestures up into the sky. The eye in the forest. Old auntie.
Old auntie. Do I know? Is that familiar to me?
Make a religion roll.
I mean, I above table have a familiarity, but I don't know if Arya does. So let me roll. The fucking 6.
No idea. Old
I don't
auntie.
know if auntie.
Old auntie wishes for us to grow in power and become like her. She is the eye in the forest, the one who watches from above, the mother, the aunt, the queen of trees, the seer in shadow. If you would like, we could meet at some point after the festival. My name is Maya. and she reaches into like a small little, like what looks where she's collecting the till. She
Mhm.
reaches underneath that and pulls out a dagger and hands it to you. But she does so very like suspiciously, like she's doing the watching left to right, and hands it over to you.
Okay, I'll take it. Uh, quickly and privately.
It's just at that moment you hear a kind of disruption near to where Termaine is. Termaine's kind of walking over, checking out what's going on with the memory game, and this man, dressed in priest garb, looks like he has the priest garb of Atavius, or sorry, not Atavius, Ashtar on his person, so good and evil. And he's saying, "Please, someone, you, sir," and walks up to Termaine, "Please help me. The boys have been missing for 2 days. I need help."
What boys?
And he will proceed to tell you more at the beginning of next session. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next week as we continue with the Shackling Festival. See you then.